Tuto Spoon. You got a Spoon TV, you got a Spoon Radio, Tuto Spoon. Yeah, Tuto Spoon.
You wanna get a news update, Tuto Spoon.
What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba, 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 kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you about today?
Spoon TV. Spoon.
Yes, what you about today?
Spoon.
Beseku.
Spoon TV. Spoon.
Bada.
Spoon.
Skidibidi dabado.
Spoon TV. Spoon Entertainment.
Kuwa. Beseku, kudileo. Kuwa, kudileo.
Tuto Spoon. To get
Yes, what you
your
want?
information. Tuto Spoon. To be
Yes, what you want? Batileo.
Spoon Television.
Yes, what you want? Batileo.
Spoon radio station. Spoon Television.
Yes, I, a special one from the CEO, Stan coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band. Charges on the beat.
Tuto Spoon to get your information. Tuto Spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon Television. Spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just Tuto Spoon, you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just Tuto Spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, Tuto Spoon. You want to know what is happening in Monrovia, Tuto Spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just Tuto Spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, Tuto Spoon. Yeah, Tuto Spoon. Yeah, Tuto Spoon. You from Vonjema, Maryland, Tuto Spoon. Yeah, Tuto Spoon. If you eat Cape Town, congratulate my brother, Tuto Spoon. You got a Spoon TV, you got a Spoon Radio, Tuto Spoon. Yeah, Tuto Spoon.
You wanna get a news update, Tuto Spoon.
What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you about today?
Spoon TV. Spoon.
Yes, what you about today?
Spoon.
Beseku.
Spoon TV. Spoon.
Bada.
Yeah, the Johnson to
Who got you on that?
one of the American. I called another policeman. He had to call the riot police.
You are driving for town and you are saying the accident was happening.
I was driving from town.
So you have a So folks, this is an individual who got victimized here at the CDC rally. Our militants of the CDC. You know,
so what is the next step are you going to take
as
now?
you are sitting here, you see
I don't just know what to do.
driver,
See the
see the people. witnessing. What's your name?
I'm Joseph.
Where do you live? Joseph who?
I'm from Joseph Wamo.
Joseph Wamo. So folks, you are witnessing a driver walking by sedition, saying that while coming from Eton, Boston, that's some militants of the CDC.
Yeah, I call police. The riot police trouble coming and say, "Oh, please help me." They pass.
As you see, it is very bad, very, very bad.
She's wearing this attire and this.
Please bear with me as per the position of the camera. Damn it. What? The tear gas. What is going on?
They can't take it away for ambulance. Who can die?
Almost dying. Almost dying. The Liberian National Police to intervene. The man in the video is dying. He's dying. He's losing his life. The man allegedly flogged by sedition while on his way to the Unity Party headquarters on the airfield. There's a bad situation in Liberia. Unity Party are being flogged.
Unity Party headquarters. As you can see,
violent hurt. This is the Liberia Independent Television coming live from the airfield.
Explain to us.
I was in the traffic, and then there was some militant before me. I told them, your PSU, because there was no car in front of me, your PSU couldn't go. All of you were making and say, what happened to tell the PSU? They keep going.
What did they ask in our car?
Tomorrow Junction. I called down all the mention. I called it.
Tomorrow Junction?
Yeah, the junction. The junction.
Who got you on that?
One of the militant. I called another policeman. He actually called the riot police.
You are driving for town and you are saying the other was careful.
I was driving for town.
So you have a
ouais, le poitier à Gabon. All right, tear gas. All right. Please bear with me as per the position of the camera. Damn it. What? The tear gas. Shit.
What is going on? Police were on the scene, EPA were on the scene. They never stop the people. And they wouldn't most of our wrong fire. So for that reason, no judicial party can unite the party here. They see where power will unite you. Do you think that's a solution? United Party has always been patient money. As I know, CDC is of the Bongo party in this country. So you are not the sponsor. Why we are not? Because when you are blind man, when I hate you, now know someone's side. So for that reason, we never take a normal. You don't pay evil for evil. Why you pay evil for evil? Because enough is enough. They continue judging their parties in it to harm us. So we're not being neutral. The president said those will be secreted for ourselves. The political leader is being noted for being very peaceful. Why are you not? The man is not a wall of day. We are saving our own life. We are saving our own life. Joseph Baba now is peaceful. Innocent today. We are saving our own life. They say we are innocent. Joseph Baba is innocent. We are our own thing. What's the police intervention in this case? The police are sedition. The police are sedition. The government step don't show if you have men. Hate you all, and lying sedition to women up. No other stop there. The people is forced of us. That's as I'm talking, someone else to hospital. For what reason?
Only was all the G's. The money not the one to people generally 40 people more are the G's. Or the last labor court. The time we finish with waiting the children on to win inauguration is that explanation. Keep the 7 nation I own motivation. About teaching more corruption, start teaching motion. Say we want to worry on a jurisdiction, declare access, say it needs a concentration. After calculation, corruption, not show a vision, but it's too late for you to do investigation. When you division of the occupation, living in a country like own persecution, the United States to stabilize the situation, the money law, they make it for a fabricating. Further, if you continue coming, bring separation. Money not the people, money in the country population. Say, let's see what I'm going to carry on demonstration. Say, we break a rule to jail and foundation on the cheese. They say, the food you are with.
Yeah, the Johnson to
Who got you on that?
One of the American. I call another policeman. He's actually called the riot police.
You are driving for town and you are saying the other was careful.
I was driving for town.
So you have us. So folks, this is an individual who got victimized here at the CDC rally, or militants of the CDC. You know,
so what is the next step are you going to take now?
As you are seeing here, the student or driver, see the people. What's your name?
I'm Joseph.
Where do you live? Joseph who?
Yes, I, a special one from the CEO, stand tunnel with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band. Charges on the beat.
To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion.
information, just don't your spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, don't your spoon.
Yes, I, a special one from the CEO, Stanton with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band. Charges!
Welcome you to another edition of the program, The Late Night Show, The Late Night Politics on Spoon. We're here again with another edition of the program. I want to say welcome to you. Thanks for always making up time to gather here where we discuss issues of national concerns, those very issues that borders on the future of our country, Liberia. And it doesn't matter where you are. Liberia is one country that we all belong to. Most of us, we say our neighbor streams were buried here. So issues that has to do with Liberia is something that concerns all of us. And so this is where we gather to talk about those different issues. And regardless of the side you are, regardless of the political ideas that you subscribe to, your views are all welcomed here. And this is why this platform was created. I want to say welcome to the program tonight, The Late Night Politics on Spoon. My name is Nelson Colette. And as usual, we're going to have the folks coming up here. So we talk about those different issues, the happenings of the day. Most of you have watched the videos. You've seen via social media the different happenings in the country today. We're going to have a great conversation around those happenings tonight. So we encourage you, first of all, to share the show as you come on. As you know, we are live on Spoon TV. We're live on Fabric TV. We're live on Super TV as well. And we're also live on YouTube at Spoon Talk Live. So wherever you're watching from, we encourage you to share the video. And the next thing is that we are encouraging females to come on to join the conversation as well. So if you are a female watching the show, I'm posting the link in the comment section again. So all you have to do is to just click on that link, put in your information, your name, and what have you. And it's just a very few steps, and you can be able to log on to the program. And I will see you backstage. And once I see a female backstage, trust me, I will definitely bring you on, because we want to have the females talking about those issues of national concerns. So again, I want to say welcome. Let me cross over to firstly bring in Moba on the show, Moba Zokia. Thanks for joining us, Moba.
Yeah, what's up, my man? How was the day, my man?
Yeah, man, I'm good.
Yeah, my man. I saw a lot of things going on today. I read it, and I'm very, very devastated, my man. Yeah, but actually, we would discuss those issues based on how it occurred today. More especially the violence that took place in District 10. It was unacceptable, and we gotta discuss those issues and make sure we get all the loophole. And we also discuss when it comes to peaceful election. We got to discuss it all I want. Because right now we're seeing a lot of violence going on District 10, and that's unacceptable. We got to talk on the issues. It's ready. It's really heartbreaking. Like, I saw a lot of people from the Unity Party who got wanted today. That was crazy, brother. Yeah. So we got to dive into stuff today. And thank you for the invite also. I appreciate it.
Okay. Thank you very much. Let me bring in Sharif. Sharif, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much for having me, as always.
Okay. So I go now and bring in. Okay, I see two females backstage already. Let me bring
her on. Yeah, bring her on.
So, but the cameras are off. So I need you guys to put on your camera. Yes, I need you guys to put on your cameras so that when I bring you on, your camera will already be on. Okay, I need you to just set your camera, and then you can be able to come on. I see you trying to set your camera. We appreciate if the next female can do same. I see Miss Justina got there. Is also backstage. And I see KYM. Okay, let me bring her on. Welcome to the program. You are muted.
You are
We're
mute.
not hearing you. You are
You are
muted.
mute.
We're not hearing you.
Hello, guys. This is
Okay.
Janice. I'm at work. That's why I'm using my cell phone. I'm using my Facebook page tonight until I can get home.
Okay, great. Thanks a whole lot for joining us tonight.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Okay.
Okay, so
So
I'm gonna be muted until I get home. I'm gonna be driving the next 5 minutes. So when I get
okay,
home, then I will log back on the laptop.
Okay, that's
okay.
fine. Yeah.
That would be
Nice
great.
seeing your family. I call your family now.
Yeah. We appreciate the fact that you can show up here. We appreciate you a whole lot.
Thank you.
Okay, let me bring on the rest of the guys. I see Justina. Justina is on,
Who just
but
not it up?
her camera is off.
Yeah, but
We
let's just put a
appreciate,
camera on. Let's just put a
yeah,
camera
we
on.
appreciate if you can put the camera on. Let me bring Raymond. Raymond is already here. Raymond, thanks for joining us.
It's a pleasure to always be here, having the opportunity to speak to our people, the Liberian people, especially on issues affecting all of us, especially them in Liberia. Today's a
Councillor,
sad day, but we are here to discuss and we hope and pray that things improve. The
Councillor
unfolding
Vera's best friend.
events, unfolding events in Liberia.
Bring the
So
councilor
sad
on.
and
Bring the councilor on,
disheartening.
my man.
No, the councillor will come on.
Okay.
He'll come on, yeah. So let me bring Cindy on. I see Cindy here. I see Justina has set up her camera. Nathaniel. Let me see if I can bring Justina back on. No.
SB, what's up, my man? What's up?
Man, God money us. It's good to
I
be
know.
here.
Okay. So I bring Touré on with a bottle of water. I don't know how he managed to get that bottle of water down before you came up.
What's up, Ray? What's up, SB?
Hey, how
What
you
up, guys?
doing?
What's up?
Hello, gentlemen.
Yeah. Good to be here again, my man.
Good to be here.
Okay, but Justina, why are you not putting your camera on? We need you to put your camera on.
Yeah, let's just put
So that we
camera
can be
on.
able to bring it on live. Yes, so okay, so let me bring I see Emmanuel is backstage as well.
What's up, Raymond?
Emmanuel, thanks for joining us.
I'm good, my brother.
Good to see you.
Okay.
Hey, Nathaniel, what's up, bro? What's up, Ray?
I see you guys.
I'm good, brothers. It's good to have all of us here and let's discuss the people issue, bro.
Sharif Mulba, Jalahu, Emmanuel. Good to see you guys, man. Nelson as well. Good to see y'all.
Yeah, my man. Good to see you too, brother.
Okay, I think we will bring the rest of the guys on once they are ready. It's interesting that we're gonna have 2 females here today, possibly 2 females.
That's wonderful.
So I'm still posting the link in the comment section. So it doesn't matter whether you're from CDC, you're from ANC, you're from.
But I suppose I wanted to come on.
We need Sedition to come on the platform as well.
CDC wanted to come on. One about Sedition to come on.
We need a Sedition to come on.
Yeah.
We really want him to come on. I swear to God, like let it come. Let it really come, bro.
Wanted to come on. Let it defend a filthy government, the arrogant government.
Okay, so
yeah, man. They shouldn't let all the start right now, man. They shouldn't let all the start.
Yeah, just for your peace.
Yeah, my man. I'm really angry. But what I watched today, I'm angry, man. Our country is going back off.
So I think we're about to get started. I see some other people trying to join in. We need females now. We need females.
Yeah.
We hope we can have a female at least starting the conversation with us. I see Justina is here, but her camera is off. Okay, so I think we can start from here. Let me say welcome, guys. Thanks for making up time to be here again tonight. Well, as usual, we will do the regular 1 minute. In fact, what we're going to be talking about today happens to be something that almost everyone wants to talk about. So we will move straight into the conversation. we will just go straight into the conversation today. First of all of you here saw the video that have been circulating on the social media about the clashes today between supporters of the CDC and that of supporters of the Unity Party. At a point, the Liberia National Police is being dragged into this whole thing. There are others from one end who think that the Liberia National Police has demonstrated some level of bias, judging from the way they handled the situation today, where there are others who think that the police has done well with respect to handling the situation. But it wasn't a good day for Liberia, especially judging from the fact that political parties affixed their signatures to something called the Farmington River Declaration, committing themselves to a violence-free election in our country. Okay, now Justina is coming on. Yeah, at least we're starting a conversation with a female. Welcome, Justina.
Can you guys share the show, please?
Yeah, so that is something we're going to be discussing here today. And then campaign continues. Well, President George Weah was in Peace Island today. Peace Island is in District 10. And as part of his campaign message again to the people of of the district, the president called on Liberians, especially residents of District number 10, to vote him again based on his records, based on what he has done for Liberia, even out of the presidency. President George Weah said the people should vote for him based on his records, based on the very contribution that he has made to the country for past 6 years, or very close to 6 years. So we're going to be talking about all of those issues here today. As time goes by, we will, bring other people in for us to move on with this discussion. But let me just get it going around. I would like to start with you, Moba. You will have your own 2 minutes. We're going to make it 2 minutes each on this discussion. So you have your 2 minutes to say exactly what you make of the happening today. So let me just start with you, Moba.
Yeah, I would start by saying I'm ready, devastated right now. I watched this video today. It was like, and we keep saying this every day. The CDC will always take that advantage. Probably because they feel they're in power. And look, we say this every day, Nelson. Today we say it. Tomorrow we say the same. We keep saying it because it will keep repeating itself. Trust me. Today is not the last day, it's not the first day. And our people just sit and watch. The attack, it was wrong. And we, like when I watched the video, I saw, let me tell you, the police, there are certain individuals in the police that anytime when they say riots, they always come out. And they are special seditions. They are not national police. They are not in the force to protect life and property, but they are there to protect seditions and the president and his gangs. So there's nothing look, we keep saying the people will not listen. That's why we tell our people, we always tell them, you vote right for security, for peace. If they want peace in our country, you kick George Weah out. You kick George Weah out of power. Because we can see the chaos. Not today. Trust me. Anytime they say CDC coming out, CDC will stay attacked. They get people who are already in the police only to protect seditions, not opposition. We will say this over and over. And it will keep going after people. They will keep going after critical voices. Like you that's sitting over there, Nelson. If I were in Liberia, they could go after me. And nothing will come from all of it. Look at our brothers. Where the police? Where the justice? Where is the justice for our people? They say free and fair. They say justice for all. They say justice for seditions. Our brother who lying over there get life. Their family that depend on him. Get his mother, his father, get his brother, even get children. Is where our country going today? I'm devastated. I don't even know what to say. I'm so hurt. In my whole life, I hate disadvantage. That's why I fight for freedom. I don't just sit and talk.
Thank you, Moba. That's all you there
for now, my brother, because it's too much.
Sharif, it's over to you for 2 minutes. Let's hear you. What you make of the situation today?
Well, folks, once again, it's always a pleasure coming on here in the presence of you brilliant folks. But again, like my colleague Riley said, it's a sad day for us. It's a sad day for Liberia. It's a sad day for democracy. It's a sad day for our youth. Seeing what transpired today, we have patriotic Liberians, men and women, that their life were threatened today. Some of them will never be the same again. Most of these guys woke up this morning to come in and exercise their constitutional right that were infringed upon by someone we call our president. This is one of the main reasons why when we talk about putting the right people in power, as time goes by, we're going to dive deep into this topic. And it's a sad day for me again, because listening to the update from the CEO today about Spoon closure, it seems like there's no end in sight as we speak. And I believe it's a disservice to our people, simply because what we're discussing here tonight could have reached a larger audience with the help of the radio stations. Because my uncle and your uncle, my Oma and your Oma down there in Liberia or in a village or somewhere in Liberia, they don't have the opportunity to have a smartphone or the data in their phone to listen to us. They rely on radio because that's the most affordable method. That's a sad day for me. And another sad day for me again is the I'm disappointed in the Liberian National Police for how they carried themselves today in handling the situation. Disappointed in the hierarchy of the National Police. They have proven to be biased, and they have shown to the Liberian people today that they serve the president, not the Constitution, not the oath they took, and not the Liberian people. And last but not the least, I'm sad simply because today the spirit of Pan-Africanism came under threat today when ECOWAS joined forces with colonizers to fight Niger. And just to be clear, I do not condone coup d'etat. However, African problems should be solved by Africans, not military action to satisfy your puppets, masters. It's a sad day for me. As we go ahead, we'll dive deeper into these issues, but I submit. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that, Moba. So, Raymond, it's over to you. So I think I should do justice. Let me bring Justina up. Let's okay, yeah, go ahead, Raymond, since in fact you're already here.
No, I relinquish my slot to the lady. Like you said, it's justice. Ladies first. In our society, I'm traditional. We wake up and give seat to women. I'm a Liberian, so ladies first.
Okay, thank you. So then it's over to you. You are muted. Yeah, you're muted. No, we're not still hearing you, Justina. You're mute.
Can
Unmute
you
yourself.
unmute
Yeah, yeah,
yourself?
come in. Okay.
Okay, so I just
Look at the mic icon. There's a red stuff. Just click it.
okay,
Hello,
I
can you
just did.
guys hear me now?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you're okay.
Okay.
You're okay.
So let me first of all take this time to say thank you to the Spoon Network, and thank you to you, our midnight show host. And thanks to all the guys who have been coming on this platform. I want to say thank you to you. And you see, the problem in our country today, when we say it, some people sit there and they make mockery because they are not victims. And I always tell people, when a serpent enter a house and bit the first person, be sure if you don't kill it, it will come back and bite every other person in that house. I always use my case as a case study. Back in 2019, what transpired, what happened to me. A lot of people play politics out of it. And because they allow politics to play instead of seeing the reality, today, everybody is being a victim by the same group of people. Like I was telling somebody yesterday, the CDC is not going to change. There is a plan strategy that have been there. I was with the CDC for 12 years, literally, let's say 13 years, because the time we started the CDC up to the time it became a full-fledged political party, put the total together, is 13 years. 13 years of knowing George Weah, 13 years of being in the funding of CDC, 13 years of lobbying, going out, campaigning, strategizing, before even people like Koji came on board. So it is not something that is going to change. The only language the CDC understands, you slap me, I slap you. You throw stones at me, I throw stones at you. That is the only language. I'm sorry to say this, but as of this point, I am getting reluctant to even speak anymore for the opposition, because the opposition leaders, the citizens are willing to go this way, but the opposition leaders keep pulling them back. If these leaders are in some kind of who with the government, they should let us know so that our people can stay home, because our people are the one being victimized. Today, the leaders did not get attacked. The Senate Bureau is in his house, the Vice Senate Bureau in his house, the campaign chair in your house, all the executive committee members are in their house, but it is the partisan, the people who go out with their whole heart, the innocent citizens, they got brutalized again. Their blood is the one who wasted on the floor. And they're saying, we can't take it anymore. When a man slapped me, I will slap them. They say, no, we want to be peaceful. You want to be peaceful because you're not the direct victim. When you are a direct victim, then you will not tell somebody, hold back, because they know what being a victim means. But the CDC government is not going to change. Things only going to get worse. And I said it when I was in Africa, that there was a plan in place to attack opposition political leaders. Nobody took me serious. But perhaps that plan was delayed, and that plan is coming to life right now. It's up to them to stand up to this monster and tell him, listen, if you are a monster, we too can face monster. We too have monster. And I can assure you that the Unity Party, I will not speak for the Unity Party, but I can assure you that Bwaka supporters, because Bwaka supporters are a bit different from Unity Party, because we Bwaka supporters are people who come from different walks of life. We got former sedition, former different political party that believe in JMP, that support him. We got men that are more brave, that are more destructive, that are more troublesome than the CDC. But the leaders keep pulling them back not to react, not to retaliate. And like my brother said, today is a sad day for Africa. I follow a lot of international news. I see what is going on in Niger. December 10 is biblical. And for a man understanding, it is wrong for ECOWAS to join forces with the European masters to fight. But it is far beyond what we see. Like somebody said, why it did not happen in Guinea? Why it did not happen in Mali? Because the coup in Guinea were led by Guineans. It was staged by Guineans. They did not put the Russian in front. Burkina Faso did the same thing. The mistake that Niger made were to allow Russia to show their face into their own coup, making it to look like it was an international plot coup. And that's where Niger fall the victim. But what we can do, we pray that Africa should not be the stage where World War III will come. That's what we can pray. But I look forward to a lengthy discussion. There are a lot of other issues that I would like to bring up to the panelists so we can look into these issues. But I look forward to having a good discussion tonight with you guys.
Thank you very much. Thanks a whole lot. Cindy, it's over to you.
Yeah. Oh, well,
the only ANC man on the platform right now.
Exactly. But I heard my sister say she won't talk. She will not talk for the UP, so I'm sure she will talk for the CPP tonight. But it's good to be here, gentlemen. I mean, it's a sad day in the country. It's a really sad day in the country. The videos are disturbing. You know, young men and women out there to campaign for their politicians, for their leaders, for those who they believe can save the country. And for our security forces to be there and brutalize the young, you know, those people, the young folks, is very disturbing. One thing I just want to remind our current leaders, the President George Weah, and those that believe in him, and hopefully, I mean, they don't listen to people, but hopefully they were listening, because Liberia, the civil war may have ended 2003, but let us be mindful. A lot of our people over there are still bitter, are still hungry, are still angry about issues. And we know how the war started. We may say now, oh, well, this is a modern day, there will be no war, and the people, you know, nothing will happen. But you cannot underestimate the power of the people. When the people rise against you, you cannot underestimate their power. So let them be careful. Liberians currently, they are upset. We see the draw of our people. We see where the people are headed. Definitely the people are not headed towards the president. They are not headed towards this current administration. They are headed towards the opposition, whether it's with Ambassador Boakai, Mr. Cummins, you know, Mr. Gonglo, Monibai. The folks, the people are headed towards the opposition. So to attack the people, to brutalize the people that are already angry about your administration, about your failed leadership, people that are upset that the country is poor, the drugs issues in the country affecting our young people, and you are there brutalizing them, let them be careful. I just want to encourage the young people. I just want to encourage the opposition community that we should remain calm, we should remain peaceful, but also we should remain vigilant. We should ensure that this election is not rigged. We should ensure that this election, it goes with what the people want. But let us be very careful.
Okay.
The government we are dealing with is not a government of peace. It's not a government that is professional. It's not a government that is controlled. So let us be careful. Let us know how we are dealing with them.
Thank you.
Yeah, I look forward to a very good discussion tonight, Nelson. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Nathaniel?
Yeah, good evening once again. Good to be here. I think this time we should listen to everybody talking before me, speaking about problem. I never heard anybody trying to at least give the solution. So yesterday I listened to our brother Va on the show, Vakabina. He said from this day forward, he will be talking about record. He will not stop talking about record. So I think that what Marcel really interests me. The thing, because with record, what I say, what you say, it doesn't mean anything when you compare with record, because record, that's something you can go back and look at. Mandela Nimpo left a record today. Some of us were not born, but at least something happened, people died. There's record being made. Today, there was a record being made. So every day people making records. So I think we should speak on the record and the evidence of the record, what the record did and what the record is doing for the people. And they will be easy to tell me what you will do for me in the future based on records. So for my 2 minutes, I would want us to focus on these things. And some of the records should be maybe on, for example, sanitation, health, rule of law, accountability, freedom of speech. These are things that people should have record on.
You mean the record of
everybody's trying to sell their candidate, right? Each candidate should have a record that you can tell me, I did this so and so time, that I'm doing this now, then I will do it in the future. Then it will be easy for me to vote for you because you already have a record.
So now, interesting thing. The last time I remember we spoke, you said you support no political party. Is that true?
Yeah, I support Liberia because as a Liberian, if somebody want to convince me to vote for them, these are the questions I would want to ask as a Liberian. Like,
Nancy, can I come in 1 minute?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, but Nancy, can I come in 1 minute? But listen, right? Our country now in a chaos. We got to discuss those issues so our people can know the solutions. It's not about record. The record will come. We have discussed this many times.
Yeah, and you're right, Moba. So at this point, we're asking for your take, for your own view on the situation today, the violence, the clashes.
Sorry, Nelson, for cutting, but the violence already happened, right? The thing had already happened, and we saw the outcome today. And we all know there will be no accountability. You and I, we don't have to, we just keep saying one thing over and over. And so the only thing the Liberian people get in their hand for the power is to vote, right? And they should vote on what? Record. So today there was a record being made today, right? Somebody made some record to honor somebody's regime, so they can use it as a record to vote for themselves in the future. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
That's the point. That's the point. You know, that's fine.
Thank you.
Use it on record. That's fine.
Thank you very much. So we'll go to the record man, the official record man.
Exactly.
Once again, thank you so very much, guys. Always a pleasure to be on. To our viewers, our listeners around the world, I want to say thank you once again for always tuning in. Nathaniel, you're absolutely right. I feel like even with today's violence or today's attack that we saw, that has been part of CDC record. Look at what happened. They nearly killed Tara Ure. We saw that. That's been part of CDC record. That's the record we're talking about. And I think that's what Nathaniel is talking about. Guys, let me tell you this. You know, I really want this thing to, and I know the president out there today speaking on his record as well. So for me, my interest is until we continue to beat on those records so that it can make sense to our people, because it's going to make all the sense in the world when we talk about it even more. Because the more you talk about it, the more it sticks. And that's what we want. That's what we want it to be, right? But guys, there's a lot on my mind. My condolence to the people of Ecuador. You know, one of their political aspirants today got shot yesterday, actually. You know, while coming from a campaign rally. My heart goes out to them, his family, and the country and the people of Ecuador. But let's talk about what's happening in Niger. I'm very, very upset. I'm mad. But again, when you allow you know, people that have continued to suppress your growth for all these years and still allow them to come along again and try to dictate what you do for your people. How you go about running your country. And I think that's what is happening in Niger. I don't think there is direct correlation to what happened in Niger, Burkina Faso, Guinea, and Mali. But Niger is just a tiny country. All right? Niger is just a tiny country. So ECOWAS can actually bully them. But they can't carry out nonsense to Guinea. They can carry on to Mali. But there are a lot of complexities there. So I'm not gonna let them off the hook. Right? At the end of the day, it don't matter whether Russia is involved there. America is involved everywhere. And I'm in America. America is involved everywhere. America is involved in Guinea. Right? It's not a coincidence that all the coups d'etat that are happening in all these West African countries, America hands in everything. Okay? So I mean, we can tussle, we can go here and go there, but that's not even interest me right now. Let's talk about what is happening in Liberia. That's really, really what I want to talk about. President Weah, it's over. It's over. The rating is on the wall. The president cannot take it no more. The message are not resonating. Sedition, They are disenchanted. They are everywhere. And the only way they find it fit to actually go through the process is through violence. And I do that understand. Opposition, obviously, we don't want to go there. By the end of the day, when you're in blind man dancing, you guys need to touch each other so the man can know exactly he's not alone. And I think that's what's gonna happen. Nobody have monopol over violence. We all can be peaceful if we want to. When someone push you against the wall, there's no way for you. You're not gonna penetrate the wall. You have to face it. So that's what it's gonna come down to. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So we move to you, Emmanuel.
Good morning, guys.
You are very low.
A little bit low. I think I'll come a little bit.
My end, I say good morning, guys. I'm pleased to have a lady on the show today. That's awesome. The issue of violence is something that worries every one of us as Liberians. Because when you look at the trend of violence, especially when it comes to elections, from our post-war electoral processes, CDC has dominated the violent activities in our country. When you look at it, I don't know, for some reason, why do they think that they are still in opposition? Because that particular action should be carried out by opposition. Honestly, you are in government. People should be intimidated by you. But why are you intimidated? Why do you feel intimidated? We should always speak against violence regardless of the side that we find ourselves, because it is counterproductive to the strides we have made as a country, to the level at which we have watched our country reached, until we turn our country what the judge we are. Trust me, bro. CDC is kind of afraid. You see, George, we are moving from district to district. It's because he's aware that the people, they are fed up, they are tired. It's a whole pattern, this violent activity that we find taking place, especially from the beginning of campaign, where CDC carry casket, up to yesterday, is a pattern. They are testing the water of the opposition to know their reaction. If opposition just sit and allow these things to continue to happen, they will know that, oh, after the election, we'll break the election. They can't do nothing, man. We'll be in charge. We must stand up, not to be violent, but it's every action, there is an equal or opposite reaction. You must defend yourself in everything you do. You don't have to be on the offensive side, but you can be on the defensive side. And being defensive, you must offend to defend. So we must stand as people, as Liberians, and defend our democracy. This is not just against our person, it's against our democracy, it's against our growth as a country. Because George Weah doesn't care. If George Weah cares, he will prioritize the livelihood of our people. He doesn't care. He wants to force himself again for another 6 years to inflict suffering on our people. We must stand against it. Just me, Nelson, we don't, as a people, stand against this particular attitude of the CDC. They will keep thinking that they have monopoly over violence, which I know. I know guys within the opposition community, not from one political party, that have the tendency to create more violence than what CDC think they can ever create. But for some reasons, like Justina said, our leaders have chosen the path of calm, of being peaceful. CDC should not ride on that peaceful nature of the leaders and think that they can just impose fear upon the people. They must stop what they are doing. We Liberians must stand up against this kind of tyrannical attitude, this kind of counter-democratic attitude. We must stand up against it and stand up to defend our country's democracy. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Just before we move to you, Raymond, let's do this. Let's get this coming again, Raymond. Just before we move to you.
Yeah, the Johnson to
who got you on that?
One of the American. I call another policeman. He actually called the riot police.
You are driving for time. You are saying the other hotel.
I was driving for town.
So you have a. So folks, this is an individual who got victimized here at the CDC rally, our militants of the CDC.
So what is the next step are you going to take now?
As you are sitting here, you see that driver, see the people. What's her name?
I'm Joseph.
Where do you live? Joseph who?
I'm Joseph Wamo.
Joseph Wamo. So folks, you are witnessing a driver walking by sedition, saying that while coming from Eton, got stoned by some militants of the CDC.
Yeah, call police. The riot police trouble coming and say, oh, please help me. They pass.
As you see, it is very bad, very, very bad.
Wearing this attire and this
Okay, there you have it. There you have it.
Let me use this occasion to condemn the unprovoked violence, political violence carried out by the CDC today.
Wow. What
against
a
Liberians.
Violent, political violence carried out by.
And it's a
Can
strategy.
somebody please mute? The feedback coming.
CDC intended this all along. We could see play by play leading to today, and it's going to go further. And I can tell you this.
Somebody calling Romans.
This is a trap intended to have the opposition to engage into violence along with them. And let me use this opportunity to urge all opposition to remain peaceful. CDC have planned this long ahead. You can't win this game with CDC when it comes to violence. They got arms. We saw the police, the catchment of arms the police got, and where it went to. And CDC has more than that. I know someone who was carried on the training base somewhere behind the Red Hill Field in Pas Douala, how you call it, Breville area.
Breville, yeah.
And they said they were training them to be securities. Unless they got them in the communities and said they are VIP securities, and they pay them $95 monthly. And they can do any other job. They got these people set for this time. CDC got a gun. They got people that got the money. We can take you from some of the videos we saw today. The guy who was almost lifeless. It was like, if we take him to the hospital, who pays? CDC already have this as a strategy. And what it's meant to, what they intend to achieve by this is to discourage the citizens from participating in the democratic process, to instill fear, so people can sit home and don't gather at political rallies. So the strength of the opposition will not be seen. And then people even get afraid to even wear the pilot t-shirts and the likes. And once the people don't wear it, the people's strength is not seen. And they will mobilize their people because they've instilled fear. We saw when the election was so close with Tella Ure, what did they do? They instilled fear. They almost killed Tella Ure. We saw what they did to Cornelia Hunter and Yombli Kanga. CDC, this is CDC strategy, and the far ahead. CDC is the only political party I know in Liberia that has the Zebra and the Cobra unit. I mean, Sabu unit. And they try to dress like militants. The United Nations was there. CDC had a clash with the United Nations. They're fearless. They got a taste for blood. George Weah is incompetent. This is just a sign of incompetence. For me, I'm for Liberia. I do not support no political party. But I support Joseph Boakai for his stance on issues like these, especially being a peaceful person, because I stand for peace. Violence is going to take us nowhere. We had all these years of war. What did they yield? Nothing but destruction. Nothing but the life of our peaceful people. Nothing but hunger. Nothing but mayhem. So CDC want to catch up into crisis and let us resist this. But let me use this opportunity to urge the people, do not be afraid. They should make the opposition to rally together. I saw people from the ANC today attacking the Unity Party. Don't get trapped into this CDC mayhem. This is not a time to attack one another. And whenever it happens to anyone in the opposition, all political leaders in the opposition should stand up with one voice.
Thank you.
Irrespective of who will vote for on election day.
Thank you very much, Raymond. Thanks a lot. So let's move to you, sir. Mr. Gabla, it's great to have you. Hope I got your name right.
No, it's Bala.
Bala, okay.
Yeah.
It's great to have you on the show.
Napoleon Gabla.
Yeah, Napoleon Bala.
Bala.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is a pleasure being with you guys tonight. I've been watching you people for the longest of all since the late night show started. And Raymond, and the guy who just spoke right now.
Yeah, Raymond.
I'm not trying to say I'm not going to thank all of you, but I want to give a special thank to this fellow for one thing he said one of the night, and I'm going to come back to you before I can get to what we are faced with today. The guy knows about CDC government very good. Everything that CDC government is claiming to be what they have done, nothing. He knows it very well. And I will listen to you all the time to be able to get more from you so we can speak of it. But let me get back to what the topic is today. I am very, very disappointed. I am a Liberian. I strive to come to where I am today called America so that I can be able to earn what I call educational self-enrichment, which I know is going to benefit me, but not for me. When I was leaving Liberia to come to Jeremy, you please give me a little time so that I can talk to you guys for a second.
You have 2 minutes, sir. You have
I'll do that. When I was leaving to come to America, I said to the embassy that I'm coming to America so that I can be educated to go by Liberia to help my brothers and sisters that I'm fortunate to come here. But when you do go by home, one thing that we are suffering with, we the Liberian, that we don't want to speak of it is, the Liberian by home has a mentality of telling you and myself that when I come by again. Those are the mistakes that they can be making. That's why Joshua is taking advantage over them. And we need to educate them so they can change from that mentality. This is what we do. I live in a little place called Dixville. I have taken 1 or 2 things I in here to go by there. I want to be there. As I speak to you right now, if you call me and tell me, say, do you want to go to Liberia right now? I'll say, yes, I'm on my way. Because I love that country. I want to live there. I want to take this time to talk to all the opposition that call themselves opposition, ANC, APP, whatsoever you call them, their title may be. This is not a time for us to be independent or differences with position or partisan. We should come to understand that we are one people, one nation that is fighting against a corrupt, disgruntled, I don't know how to describe it. That I have been one of the veterans when I entered Liberia one time ago by the police there, that there was nothing done so that I can be able to have justice. But I let it go because I love the country. And we don't want it to happen continuously. Look at those children I was beating today. Those guys are people who has family members. And those are people who are living in Liberia that need to have the benefit of what the source gave them. If you come to say you're going to lead them, you should lead them with a mindset of knowing that they are human just as you are. But if you're sending people out to go and beat them of this kind, and like Raymond said, that if they take them to the hospital, who's going to pay? And but guess what? Even if there's somebody to pay, they're going to deny them that service undercover, that those people will still be able to go through the same pain that they never expect to go through. But here's what I want us to do. Let's all of us come there together, whether you ANC, you APP, you whatsoever. We are one people, like I said from the beginning, and rally around JMB to go and take this guy out of this country that we all love. That we all love. It is very heartbreaking. I listened to Fagon today. And I want to take Fagon's statement to add to it that I want Joseph Boakai to stay with us once we got him to be our leader. Anything that he has to do in any of the country, let them forgo it to come to Monrovia so that Monday or Tuesday that is given for this particular platform that we're having on the set, that is not even what we want, that we want the radio to reach to our people in the interior so that they can vote right, to be by on so that their voices can be heard. The only way that your voice will be heard is if you put your ballot in a box with JMB on it. You're going to have a safe life, a secure area to live, and a mindset to develop your country. Once you get $1 or $2 in your pocket, that you can do a development for your people. We're putting our resources in Liberia, but I'm afraid to go Liberia because there's no security.
Wow.
I have my son there. I have my nephew there. I have my cousin there. I cannot defend them because I'm not there. Even if I'm there, how can I defend them? Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, sorry, we want to come together. ANC, APP, all the leaders come together and go to speak on behalf of their brothers and sisters that have been maltreated, and they continue to treat them like dogs.
Oh, too bad. We lost him. I don't know why. Maybe he got a call.
Yeah, the call.
Maybe he got a call.
That's the reason, yeah.
Maybe
So,
that's why we
but I think
lost him. I think that's right.
I'm
Yeah,
going to
you-
wrap it
you
up.
can just
I'm going
say
to
your
wrap it up.
thought.
Yeah, I'm going to
Yeah.
wrap it up here by saying that when all our brothers and sisters, Liberians are hearing our voices today on this platform, whether you are in Liberia or not, please speak to your brothers and sisters to understand that the only way they can be saved, the only way they can enjoy the resources of their country, the only way they can have the mindset to know that they are valuable within their society is to put that ballot, that they are voting. No, let it be done by saying JMB. And then they will get what they want to get.
Okay. Oh, okay. That's his back. All right, that's it. Take over. You got that about to do.
Yeah, thank you very much. Sorry.
Yeah.
You know, as we move on with this conversation, we're going to make another round. But I'm asking myself this question. We are all aware that Liberia saw over 10 years of senseless civil unrest. We saw over 10 years of violence. And in the midst of everything that happened in the country, the young people were the ones who were being used to the letter. We saw younger children at the ages of 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, teenagers. They were holding guns. And those children were the ones who were used to kill their mothers and fathers on the order of some of those people who are being shot today. Coming from that, from that era of war, you know, the dark days of our country, it's been over 10 years. You know, a lot of time we talk about Liberia's underdevelopment. A lot of people want to attribute it to the civil unrest, but maybe sometimes we forget that it's been over 20 years since Liberia left the civil war from 2003 up to now. So the big question I'm asking is, why are the young people being the ones that are still being used, even up to now, even after 20 years? And the sad thing is, after that era of war, the very people who use the young people became big shots. They are living the best of lives today. The young people are called Zogos. And the worst thing is that generation of young people that held the gun, served as child soldiers, they are grown-up men today. The young people who were born in 2003, right after the war, some of them are 20 years, 19 years, they are of voting age. And, you know, it is most of those people that are even involved in those activities of violence. So I want us to take up time a little to look at the role of the young people. Maybe we can make a round on this. What specifically, how do we arrive at a point where, you know, the young people get to understand that they are not, or they should not be used this time as, you know, conduit or as a means of causing chaos in the country? Yes, I got your point, Morba. I got all of you points across here on the show today that yes, it's about the country, and there comes a time when diplomacy cannot solve the problem, it cannot bring about the solution. But at the end of the day, we're equally looking at the future of our country. If we have a Liberia where the young people will be perpetrators of violence, then it says a lot about the future of the country. So we can make a round on this one. What do you guys think? What should be the role of the young people? What exactly is the message that you think young people should be taking? Or did we make a mistake yesterday that after the Civil War, the the young people who came after that era did not really get to understand what Liberians went through during the war. Because I tell you what, today in Liberia, once you talk about violence, it is our brothers and sisters out there riding motorbike. They are the first people who will say, yeah, you try me, I'll pick up a knife and shoot you. And stab you, rather. They'll talk about guns. It is difficult. And I have seen so many times here in Liberia that as soon as something happens between a young man and another young person, the next thing that person is trying to do is to either take a stone, take a knife. In fact, most of the young men are moving, most of those young guys are moving with screwdrivers, knives, and different stuff in the name of self-defense. So I want us to, maybe if it's 1 minute, let's make a round on this. What should be the role of the young people, not just for this election, but as we talk about the future of our country?
Okay,
Yeah,
being on the female, can I come in?
all right, you can come in. That's fine. After
Okay.
y'all come in, I'll come in.
I think I will be able to say this because I work with the DDR. The DDR was a program that the UN brought in order to disarm, demobilize, and reintegrate ex-fighters into society. But if you take a look at the actual people that are causing all the instability in the country today, majority of them are not people who fought the war. So I think, yes, I think what is happening in our society today is people, Liberia have two group of people. We have the sound-minded people, and we got a intentional unsound-minded. What do I mean? We got the people who know the right thing, but they choose not to do the right thing because they want to do the wrong thing in order to satisfy their desire. And so those group of people have been able to manipulate the mind of the young generation. Remember, the young generation was born during the period of the war. During the period of the war, there were no proper home guidance. There were only few parents were able to have a grip on their kids. So majority of our kids in our country were born in a period of the war. And during this period of the war, they never had a proper guidance. They just literally like grew up on their own. They would stay where they enter the gate, and had time they jump from there to go to the other person. So politicians who think that the only way they can accede to power is to manipulate the mind of the young people. So they have been able to brainwash the young people, believing like, look, you see me as successful. If you want to be successful, you got to do what I tell you. And so at the end of the day, the young people start to listen to the negative side that they're giving them in private. You guys remember before Helen could come to power, I worked for Unimil, and Unimil transfer into Unmil, right? Unimil transfer into Unmil. And when we got transferred into Unmil, the Unmil were recruiting both what are ex-combatant, not ex-combatant. They were recruiting everybody to work. And then in the process, we all got recruited at the same time. And so the people did not even know the difference between the ex-combatant and those who were civilian. The same thing with the DDR. DDR ex-combatant will take his gun and tell the civilian, say, go carry and go disarm. Ignorantly, he would take that gun and go disarm because he won 300. Reality, he never fought no war. So I think what we need to do as a nation is to focus more on the educational aspect, not only academic, but social education is lacking in our country. A lot of people talk about academic. You can have academic education. You can build all the university. If you do not have a social education in a country, that country is sinking, going down, because it is social education that can make me to know right from wrong. It's not reading and write. I can read and write, and somebody will still tell me to pick a gun and kill, and I'll pick. But if I am socially educated, when you tell me to go burn a house, I would think twice, like, no, burning a house doesn't make no sense. It's destruction of development, so I'm not going to do it. So what we need to do as a people like Joseph Numa Parker, when I explain, is to focus on the social education of our people, to create programs. Adamant, the people are idle, they got nothing to do, no activity. So they got one group of people just remote controlling them. But if you have different programs in the country that can spot out football talent, that can spot out tennis talent, that can spot out basketball, soccer, that can spot out different sport like the kickball, you can introduce the kickball into the Olympic. All of these things will start to take their mind out of violence. Somebody will not be making his money and thinking of how to build his future, and you can't tell him to leave and go protest. He or she is not going to go.
30 seconds, Justina. Conclude.
Yeah. So that is one of the way we will be able to get rid of this that is happening in our country. Presently, we have a president who already premeditated his time of staying in power. George Weah believes he's going to go for 22 years. If Tottenham can stay for 22 years, he's going to go. And I hope I can find our video so you can play where Muna Peno said they will amend the constitution for George Weah to go for 22 years. It's where we headed. And to my brother who's talking about peace, let me tell you something. At a certain point, peace does not negotiate. You either fight back now or risk going to a civil war. Which one you prefer? We clash now, we are in bare hands, and at the end of the day, the trouble will be finished. We settle them for people to be angry and go start plotting another coup, go start plotting another incident. That's why we don't want. So I yield to the next panelist.
Thank you very much. Moba, you want to come in?
Yeah, let me come here a little bit. Actually, she have said it all, but I think our people really was thinking on the war crime code. You see, Sierra Leone, despite the end of the get some kind of violence, but it's not like the way Liberia continually doing it on a George Weah. Because if you carry the war crime code and if you carry awareness, educate our people, majority of the people who doing violence today were born in the 90s. And imagine the war. Although some of them feel 2002, 2003 war doing terrorist. But guess what? It was under their mother hands. They never understand the war back then. So now, majority of those young folks, they're beyond George Weah. They sit over there, take naps, and then just go out and carry on violence. It's unacceptable in our society. And majority of the youth are now more especially the people, some of them who fought, they go on war, they put the young kid together to carry on those violent acts. And it is wrong. Imagine, look at that young guy, who they start, who they tongue. The guy in your car, he even know nothing about any political party. And he been brutalized.
And interestingly, Moba, the guy in the text there is someone that I know personally. I work with him. He used to work at Fabric before. At the time, Fabric was not part of the Spoon Network. He used to be the driver of my former boss. This is someone that I know. All right. So, I mean, it just speaks to where we're headed and how young people are proceeding. But you can just lend your thoughts so we can have.
Yeah. So now, right, I would say this. Any unity party or unity partisan that honor my voice, we preach peace, non-violence, according to Martin Luther King. We are not violence, but you cannot push one person over and over many times as you can, because you feel you get it, the security under your belt. You feel you get an army under your belt. You feel you get a sedition police under your belt. And then you push our people to chaos. We will rise. Seditions, Liberia is not only for y'all. We all own Liberia. We were born there. We live there. We struggle. We respect the government. But it shouldn't be a disadvantage on us. Unity partisan, y'all stand up. It's not every day somebody come and hate you. You say, let me put my hand in my pocket. We are not, let me make this clear, right? Before I conclude. we are not preaching violence. But in America, we call something called self-defense. And I believe in self-defense. When I go to Liberia, I believe in self-defense. In America, I believe in self-defense. That's why I choose to be an investigator. I choose to work in the law enforcement because I believe in self-defense. Nobody can take over me. I tell you, today, tomorrow, and forever, stand your ground. Don't fold your hand and look at your opponent to hit on you every day. And you say because of peace. We all want a peace. We want to enjoy the peace.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Sheikh, it's over to you.
Yeah, thank you so much for the opportunity once again. One thing that I'm saying is that I just wanted to say this here, with respect to our sister there in studio. Let's be careful of our words. We have a country that's still a fragile nation. Is the reason why that we're still not allowed to exercise certain rights. Liberia is not allowed to. The government is not allowed to purchase certain weaponry from the from other countries simply because our status has not changed yet. But before I dive into it, like your question, you asked that what are the roles of the youth?
Yeah.
That is going on. So I'm just going to stick to the topic. This is what I have to say. I believe that the government has failed the youth of our country, because this is what happened. If you have a country that is full of vulnerable youth, you can tell them to do anything, they will do it. This is the reason why that the past government, United Party, I remember vividly well, they embarked on this try to reintegrate some of the disadvantaged youth into the society, because it's not every single youth will go to we get a higher education. That's when you introduce vocational trainings. Remember, Ellen, we have a MVTC center. You have the some other training centers all over the country. Basically, impacting skills in the youth in various disciplines, being mechanic, carpentry, tailoring, and some other professions, so that they can be empowered. If you have a nation with the youth population almost 60%, 60 to 80%, 70%, and you don't give them the opportunity to do something, what are they going to turn to? Because if you want to control someone, if someone is hungry, you can control, they can ask them to do anything. That's the reason why that during the war, you saw so many youth being taken advantage of, because they had nowhere to go. They have nothing. Trust me, if all these people that you saw in the street today, if they all had jobs, would they leave their job to go and then stay in the street to resort to violence? No. But this man had nothing to eat. And he asked him to come, I'm going to give you this and that, just for you to eat today, or for t-shirt for this. Because the young man is disadvantaged. He doesn't have nothing. He have nowhere to go. And I'm telling every one of you on this platform right now, if you go to Liberia right now today, before you start there, look, just 500 Liberia, as small as it is, it does not even amount to $2.50. You can rally 100 of youth, and they can come and guard your house until the day you come back to America, because there's no opportunity.
Okay.
This is some of the reason the government have failed these people. If the right opportunity was provided to them, they will not resort to going to the street. And this is why that we have to invest into those vocational schoolings. That's why you need the right government. And I can challenge anybody that support the CDC. We see it in the comment sections. Since the government came to power, what have been a single mechanism put in place for the youth? The money that was given to them by the international community, they ate the money. This man promised you guys 1 million jobs. Where are the jobs?
That we have to.
Instead, he proliferated the community with drugs that we are victim of today.
Thank you. Thank you, Sheriff. That's what you did there, sir, and move to Nathaniel. Nathaniel, you have 2 minutes, sir.
Yeah, so we're talking about the youth, right?
Yeah, what should be the role of the young people? Yeah.
Yeah, our sister said something very important on the education part, because you know, Nelson, education is something, quality education, because not any kind of education. When you sit through quality education, it gives you some kind of something hit your brain, something logic, reason, it make you to think in certain
Can I just do a little correction for one of the panelists? He was saying sometimes you be careful on what I said. If you understood me clearly, I said it is better now that we protest against it and put an end to it instead of being silent. And then out of the silent, people go to start forming rebel war. That was exactly my word. Meaning, it is better. The way CDC chunking you with right, you yourself, you take right, you turn it back, that will cause them to be afraid so that the violence can stop. Then allowing people to be angry, because that anger, people keeping anger inside our led us to civil war. And let me use one example. If some of you know Paul Biya from Cameroon, this is how Paul Biya took over Cameroon. Exactly his footprint is exactly what is happening. That's what happened up to the election date, and when the last day came for the election, he declared himself winner. Once the national election started, the next thing he realized, he arrested all major opposition leaders. Since then, it's been 30-some more years, Paul Biya is still president of Cameroon. Just recently, when he heard Samuel Eto'o wanted to contest, he started targeting him. You got to put politically, you got to kill it before it's stand up.
But
That's what
in the first place,
I mean, people must go pick a gun. No. I mean, they should try to put an end to it now. Why it's happening?
Thanks for providing that clarity. Now, but in the first place, should we even have these political parties or supporters of political parties throwing stones or whatever at each other when they've committed themselves to something called the Farmington River Declaration? You know, sometimes it's just unimaginable how those people will affect their signature to a document that says one thing, and they come up and do something completely contrary to what they affix their signatures to. But let's go to you, Nathaniel.
No, but let's look at the Constitution on the poor or the violate. That did that thing.
Yeah, but listen now.
Something.
Nathaniel, you have your 2 minutes back. Let's hear you.
Go on, brother.
Yeah, so like how I will start from the beginning all over. But I lost my train of thought I was about to learn, and then
sorry about that.
So like I said, my brother, it will be easy because protest. I will go with protest because violence. I disagree with violence. The only tool that people have right now is protest. I don't believe that taking rack against rack, because violence begets violence. So the population, the common man don't have gun. The government has gun. So if you're telling the common man to go pick up rack against rack, and you people telling me that the CDC, the police is for CDC and other things, these are allegations. I don't know if it is true or not. And you're telling the same people to go pick up rack against, so all of that, I think the only way is protest in a peaceful way, because I don't believe the government will kill everybody. They will need people to vote for them in the future. So the only tool we have right now is to protest in a peaceful way until we can get our voices heard during elections time. So I will stop here for now, and maybe I can save my other time for the future.
The lone ANC, the lone CPP man, Sandy, let's hear you.
Yes. So look, last night I tried to talk to the young people to let them know that the conditions they found themselves in are not normal. I tried to spread that message. But here is the thing, Nelson, and the rest of us. A good government will implement opportunities for the young people. A good government will establish programs that will keep the young people busy. A good government will ensure that the young people are not dependent on the government. But a bad government will make the young people to believe that they are nothing without depending on them. Our country, as poor as it is, the little resources that should have been put in place for the young people are being utilized, squandered, stolen from our young people. So what do you expect? Cherie said it very clearly. If I take $100 US today and bring 10 young people together and say, look, come and be with me until I leave this country. If I'm there for a month, they're going to be there with me. So if a Samuel 12 tell the young people, a group of young people, and say, look, come here. We give you $20 a month, $50 a month, $100 a month. And your only job is to go out there and brutalize your fellow young people.
Disrupt. Yep.
And disrupt. They're going to do it.
Of course.
You can't blame the young people. They don't have no other options. But that's why all of us need to be here and open the mind of our brothers and sisters back there. We all been there. We all live in Liberia. I left Liberia when I was almost 21 years old. We all experienced a struggle. I used to walk from Bannersville to Bannersville Estate to Gannesville Supermarket to go to school. We've all been through that struggle. The condition you are in today is not normal. When you leave Liberia and come to other countries and you see young people working, their mind is not on government, they are in the private sectors, then you wonder what's wrong with our country. But we have not had a leader to bring to us the kind of opportunity that we deserve. So we normalize the condition. It is not normal. So all of us have the responsibility to educate our young men and women back there, our brothers and sisters back there, and tell them, do not allow those government officials to destroy your future. Do not allow them to put you against your own brothers and sisters. The $50 they are giving you, it might sustain you for a week. It might put a bag of rice in your house, but it's not good enough to face the country. They give you $50, and they take thousands of dollars, millions of dollars in their banks for their children, for their family. But you get $50 and you out there beating on your own brother, beating on your own sister. That is not okay. That's why we need to vote a good leader. A leader that will change the country, that will bring in private investment so that you cannot depend on government. Government should not be the primary employer in our country. Let the private sector do that work. And that's why we need Mr. Edizana coming. He understands how to negotiate. He understands the importance of the private sector. So join on board and let us vote Mr. Edizana coming. I think my son
go ahead.
To the floor, brother.
Go ahead, Ture. Let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you again, guys. Man, this is something that I've really been wanting to talk about. You see, ladies and gentlemen, I went to school in this country. By the way, I'm in the States. I'm in Philadelphia, Phillies. I went to school underneath President Barack Obama. When Barack Obama became president in this country, it was under President Barack Obama that majority of minority group of people in this country, I'm talking about the Asian, the African American, first-time college graduate under President Obama. That was his vision. You know, when you subject people to poverty, it's like a systematic way of controlling their mind. You know, I remember this vividly. A couple of years ago, it was during 2017 electionary period. Vice President, current Vice President now, Joy Howard Taylor. I remember an audio recording, maybe a video recording that came out. I think Nelson, if you maybe you can attest to this. She was caught saying that her next plan now to go to the legislature to actually legislate a bill that will talk about increasing their salary. And when they ask her, why do you want salary increment? And this is her words, that people come to our house every morning to beg us for money.
Yeah, and that was when the issue of the need to reduce the lawmaker's salary came about. And then she was quizzed. She was quizzed on that, and that was her response.
The only solution you have
vacancy
that you should go, you should increase your salary because people can go to your house and beg you for money.
Open vacancy.
Hey, man. Guys, you guys have said it all. When you subject people to poverty, it's like a way of controlling their mind. Because when people say, oh, empty bag can stand, guess what? Empty bag can stand. When your store is empty, you'll do anything for anything. That's why they have subjected our sisters to prostitution, right? Our young boys have been sodomized, right? Because if you don't have a job, like right now, I'm on a spoon talk right now. I know I'm supposed to be to work tomorrow morning. You know what I'm saying? To pay my bills. So no politician gonna tell me, my man, gain the street and go campaign for me. And I know, I know my bill is due on the 5th.
It's impossible.
Right? So it's impossible. So this government have not done anything. And this is the thing that frustrates me about President George Manneh Weah. He grew up in these streets. He lived those life. Somebody told him all his story. He went to Muslim Congress. He did all of these things. He played ball. He did all of these things. These are recreational activities, Mr. President. Why can't you do some of those things for the young men? Right? Get them into a place where they can actually display their talent. We all in this country, we are all good. Nobody is perfect in anything in this world. But God bless each and every one of us with certain unique skills. Just one. And I tell you what.
30 seconds.
Former President Donald Trump. Americans will say anything about Donald Trump, but nobody will criticize Donald Trump's domestic economic policy. Nobody. Because that's his strength. Okay, Mr. President, what is your strength? What is your strength? Sports.
Dance.
What the president have done in elevating young men and women in terms of sporting activity in our country. If that is your area, you begin world best. Use that. That is your strength. That is your gift. Use that area. Excel in that area. But the president have not excelled even in that area. Look at Lone Star. Come on, man. Man,
Thank you.
I don't like to beat a dead horse. I'll just stop there.
Thank you very much. So let's go to you, Emmanuel.
Yeah, so this is a very, very nice discussion, especially the topic. I can tell you one thing. There's a saying that goes, an idle mind is the devil's workshop. And one of the problems we are faced with in that country is the fact that young people are very, very less busy. You have a young man wake up in the morning, he doesn't even know how he will start his day, even though he's not living with his parents, he's on his own. Even the ones living with their parents cannot even afford to provide the 3 square meal for them a day. So this guy is so vulnerable, he becomes so vulnerable that anything can just attract him. And that's one of the problems we are faced with. Our leaders will not engage into empowerment, but instead they want to drive on the vulnerability of the young people. And that is exactly what our young people are going through in that country. To be honest, I was there. There was a time I used to be very exuberant when it comes to political activities. Though I've never protested in my life, I've never gone on the street in my life with politics, but I used to be into politics, calling on radio station and stuff. But I slowed down because I talked to one politician who had the influence of getting me an employment because he had some connections with an institution. Why he told me, my guy, relax. I have a government win. So I'm like, must this guy get in government before he empower me? And I was really shocked. And then I made up my mind that I should divert from the issue of seeking employment and try to self-empower myself. and I got involved with other activities that got me strong. I'm saying this to say that there are a lot of young people in that country that have the potential, but they are just less busy. In the morning, this guy have nothing to do. You don't find them playing Lulu, they are gambling, playing checker, playing cards. And the moment somebody just go there and say, my man, we want to go attack the other person, we'll get 2020. Forget it or don't deal. And this is one of the problems that we are faced with in that country. We need to prioritize empowering the young people, be it from the government part and the government sector, be it from the political parties. Political parties are institutions. They should have policies. They should formulate policies to keep their young people busy instead of using them every time. That is one thing I've always pushed in my political party that I affiliate with. The second thing is, there's a saying that John F. Kennedy said, the man who stand against peaceful revolution give chance to a forceful one. And that is exactly what this government is doing. We all want peace. We all speaking peace. But in the face of being peaceful, provocation cannot keep a man peaceful at all times. The government should stop provoking people. Yes, watch as we want peace. If you keep provoking the people, they will keep moving forward. Young people should stand up right now and look in the face of their leaders and tell them that I cannot keep being used. Formulate policies, formulate programs that will get me busy, that will keep me focused in what I want to do in achieving my dreams and aspirations. With that, you will find our society becoming better. With that, you'll find the issue of violence reducing at a significant level. So it's just about empowerment, basically.
Thank you. I see Magnus is backstage. We'll try to bring you on once we decongest a little. But Raymond, the floor is yours, sir. 2 minutes.
So what's happening to the young people in Liberia? The young people in Liberia are victims of the circumstances. And to your question, the young people are still suffering from the effect of the war and poverty. You may ask why. Lester Tenney said when he was criticizing Magay, he said, this election is in your hands, the Liberian people. If you make the mistake...
One second, Raymond. Can you put me in the background? I'll come back later so somebody else can come on.
Okay, great. Great.
Yeah. Magna, come on.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, Raymond.
So he said the effect of electing the next leaders is not for 6 years, it's going to go longer than 6 years. And that's the effect of the war. What the war did, it created a behavior, a culture of violence. And behavior is like communication. People will adapt it. And so people in Liberia have adapted a violent-like behavior. And so that's what they're exhibiting. It's going to take frantic efforts. It's going to take real leadership to instill the behavior change. And like everybody have said, the mental health consequences of the war have affected the grown-ups, and the grown-ups, the kids have adopted it from the grown-ups. I will tell you a story. I went to Japan for a while. I was there in school. And all along, I didn't see nobody fight in the street. I didn't see anybody speaking above their tune. When I got in Liberia, I had a car door and I got friends that picked me up from the airport. So I said, let's go and eat. So we went out a restaurant and ate. And the one that dropped me home, I said, oh, these are some of the things I missed for a while. I just want to get in a taxi and just ride with ordinary people. So my friends left me. When I got out of the taxi, stopped it, flagged the taxi stopped. There was a space in there. So I sat up, the guy got out. So I was like, no, I'll be stopping right here. He said, my man, get in the car, man, the car. You want to sit on the door, you get one car? The brother started arguing with me. The taxi driver joined him. And did not stop until I got down. When I got down paying the taxi driver, he was still cussing me off.
Wow.
That's the effect of our community. You will not understand it until you get out and get back in. The mental health issue. And on education, the lack of human capacity development. And someone else said, the adult mind is a devil workshop. That mind is easily brainwashed. Someone can come with any low laser logic and they're not sophisticated. They don't have information. So even lies. You know, and the young people are vulnerable. They don't have nothing. So like everyone has said, if you give someone small thing, I know people who went to college and got education. People who are really smart. But they are still cyber soldiers. Talking for corrupt people. They can't tell the difference. Or they got no other means. They need $150 to get food for the day and their kids. And I mean, it's just the effect of the society. But let us use this opportunity and not just make excuses for the young people. Let's use this opportunity and say, look, you can set yourself apart. Negative influence can affect everybody, but one who is elected and tell himself, so look, I'm not going to go with the crowd. I'm going to set myself apart and I'm going to be the difference. And we're looking for people who can make the difference in Liberia. Don't allow yourself to be used by the corrupt politicians. Like everyone has said, today I didn't see none of the executive committee members from CDC, none of the Unity Party got hurt. They were the ordinary people. And these are the people who are poor. These are the people who didn't even have money to go to the hospital. They were the ones. The CDC, they will support their people. They got budget already. That's their strategy. But for the people from the other side who want to fight for their political leaders, they're going to get hurt, end up in hospitals, and might not even be visited because the political leaders don't know all of them or to even find them. So this is, the young people are just the victim. But please don't be a victim. Don't get involved. That's what I would advise you. Be peaceful, like Martin Luther King, Mahatma Gandhi have said. Let's resist evil with good. Let's be peaceful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Alfred? You are muted, Alfred.
Yeah, I would like to pick up from where Raymond stopped. You know, Mahatma Gandhi once said, "The future depends on what we do in the present." Our country have had bad leaders. In public sector management, it's often said the institution is the reflection of the leader. If you have bad leaders, the institution is bound to fall. If we go back in history and look at our leaders, say from 1980 to 2003, that is almost three to four different generations that were born. Some of us were born in our generation. The only thing we saw and knew was violence. Some of us that are sitting here today, it was by the mercy that we survived that war. I can tell you for free, as I sit on this platform, I suffered the war. As a child growing up in that war, I was a victim. My family was a victim. Our home was burned down. We slept in places where rain will come and beat us. We sleeping. Can you imagine you sleeping, rain beating you sleeping? Just think about that. So for every time some other God has blessed us to fly over the ocean and be to another place, every time I see those violence, it gave me a reflection because I saw people killing people. Innocent people dying. Only because the person name is Touré. Only because the person name is Lassana. We cannot continue like this as a country. We cannot continue like this as a country. That is the reason why every time we come here, we who have had the experiences of war, to let our young people know that these politicians that will come and give you $5, $10, the instant gratification that people are leaning to create mayhem against their brothers and sisters, we need to call it out. And my only hope is that the political leaders, those in the opposition, will come together and make a very strong statement that we will not condone people carrying out violence in an election. Because right after the election, you will see the same people back in the communities. Don't go out there and be hurting people.
No, Alfred, unless in a case where we want those political leaders to make new statement. But these are things, those statements have already been made. If you go back to the signing of the recent signing of the Farmington River Declaration, the political leaders were there. They were saying those same things.
Nessie, I'm not cutting you off. When the Constitution can be violated, why about that so-called thing you're called?
Exactly. That's where I was going.
Farmington Declaration.
Farmington Declaration is not bigger.
It's not a constitution.
The Farmington Declaration is not bigger than the Constitution. What we are saying to you, Nelson, is our laws on the books are being
Can I come in? Can I come in?
Let him just
let me conclude.
After you have 10 seconds to learn.
Let me end my thought, says Justina, you will come in. What we are saying to our people here is this: the rule of law. Look at that young man today that got hurt. Look at that young man today that got hurt. Corruption undermines legitimacy. Corruption in any society undermines the rule of law. Look at the thing the man said. He not know where to go. He hurt. Blood coming from on his face. Our remedy is to go to court. If that man believe in our court system, he would have just gone to court.
The court is selective.
But we don't have
I'm speaking the facts.
We don't have a justice system.
Let's
where I am now, if somebody just can't insult me, they test me. They just can't insult me. I say, thank you for insulting me. I go to the court. I go sue the man for emotional aggression. I will sue the man and there will be justice for moving from the hall to come to my house and insult me without any reason. I can take it to court and there will be justice. But you can't do that in Liberia. The first thing they put in the court hall looking for money, they're not well paid. Who will go to your hall to investigate your case?
Okay.
That is the issue.
Thank you very much. You wanted to come in, Justina, just before we move on to Magnus?
Justina, are you there?
Yeah, I wanted to say something. You see, I see a lot of us talking about we should be peaceful, we should be peaceful. Let me just give you a typical example. All of you are on the panel tonight, you are men. I'm the only woman. If I were one of you guys' fiance in a house, you put full money on the table, I take the money, I go and fix my hair. When you come home, just know why you cook, I cost your man, I cost your pa. When you decide to go outside to go buy your food from the restaurant to bring it home to eat, so you put on the table, I take it, I kick the whole bowl away. When you want to get in your car, I jackal you, you can't get in your car. One day you will lose temper and beat the craziness out of me. True or false?
True. That's it.
No. Let's be. Let me come in for 30 seconds.
No, we not. Look.
You guys have been
Boba, we can say that's true.
CDC have
but let's
not true. It's not true.
Let's get what it
right?
Let me finish. Let me finish. Right in front of the U.S. Embassy, in the presence of the United States. In the presence of the United States Embassy, CDC went there after Koji said that when anybody protest in Liberia, they will counter protest. Perhaps some of you have forgotten. CDC Party Youth Chairman Koji said anybody who protests, they will counter protest. When some want to go protest, they counter protest and brutalize their leader. When the women gather to protest for the children, the 3 young boys, the same people influence them. When young girls gather to protest for Princess Cooper, they flock them. I can go on naming and naming and naming. The CDC will not change. You like it, you can go protest for the embassy, you can write diplomatic letters. Except you ain't want no change, you ain't want no new government, then you can continue. The only language CDC understand is fire for fire. When they used to stone DeLong said, the next time you stone my car, I will make sure people stone George Weah car, stoning Benin end. They used to go to Yeke Koluba every night, Yeke say from today, the day you attack me again, I will take the attack to the people that are sending you the attack cut off. That is the language the people understand. And until we can take our mind from this aspect that, it will retaliate, it will go to war. It will not go to war. Nobody not willing to bring gun to fight. It will not go to war. In our state security apparatus, they got people who support opposition. But they cannot fight for you when you, your leaders, the opposition leader, are not standing up.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Sherry, if you want to come in with a quick point, then we go to Mike.
Yes. So two things. The aspect of giving full money to your wife and then she's not complying and then you retaliate. In a functioning society, especially like in America here, it will land you to jail. So you have an option. You walk away. But again, we cannot relate that to an electionary violence. So this is what happening. Liberian people we have how many days more to the election? We have less than 90 days. Liberian people have the biggest weapon. That is their voting card. Come October 10, they can vote and change this. But the fact that we should pay violence with violence is not the way to go, because the fact that you and I are not there, you are fighting someone who has all the weapons capable of eliminating you. We have to send the right message. When the people come with the violence, take the non-violent side if possible. Thank you.
No, I come in, right? I come in, Magnet, come in. Let me make Sherry to understand something. Sherry, you in the country, right? You know what the American people believe in? The word self-defense. Where are you sitting? I cannot come to you and attack you, and you just sit and fold your hand. And then you just look at me and maybe hitting you, beating you and stuff. Sometimes you need to defend yourself because it leads you to death.
What happened today happened on public domain.
I'm not promoting of violence, but I'm trying to tell you, at times you got to stand up. Okay. You got to speak out.
Thank you, Moba.
Defend yourself.
Thank you, Moba. Let me just
give me 10 seconds too.
Let me just put in a few seconds.
Okay. So let's get 10 seconds. Quickly.
10 seconds.
Let me say this.
Check,
I totally understand where you're coming from, right? I feel like if you live in a Western world, there is nothing about violence that you want to actually violence is never your first option. Okay, from that Western orientation, I totally get it from that aspect. But Sheikh, these guys, they did it to Tierra Ure, and we all know that's it resulted in Abu Bana Kamara becoming representative today, right? The fear mongers, okay, the fear factor, like our brother Remo are able to lay out for us, and you yourself, Sheikh, you started to lay that basic for us last night. Number one, it will discourage people from going out, right? Because now people have these, and you said it, then the woman will be telling their children to not go out. So all of that stuff, so they are trying to use that as a fear tactic to discourage people from going to the polls.
To scare our people.
How many times?
Thank you. 10 seconds over. 10 seconds over.
Times someone have to really punch you, and you don't punch back. Come on, bro.
You. Dre, let's hold you there. So Magnus, just come here with your point.
Thanks you for having me on, and I want to say thank you to the rest of the panelists, and thank you to our people watching. So I will just chime in on the issue today, the situation today at the rescue center. I mean, what CDC is doing, like everybody said, that is CDC's tactics. CDC has been doing that since 2005. Even when they were in opposition, they were always attacking people. And that tactics is, like you said, is just to put fear in people.
That's all
coming out.
Please mute.
Mute themselves.
From coming out.
Okay.
But I want to say this. Our Liberian people, your chance to get rid of George Weah is to vote George Weah out. No matter how they fight you, no matter how much fear they put in you, don't sit home, come out, vote. And once you cast your ballot, no one is going to change the result of your ballot. But first, what you have to do is to come out and vote George Weah out. And to those who have been used by Koji and George Weah and the legs, I mean, we all are in the country. We heard about Bulldog. We heard about the famous ATUs and, you know,
Malaysia.
the Malaysia and the generals that were all around here. Where were they? Some of them are dying their dogs. So if you're a young man and you are being used by somebody because of their own selfish gain, people are watching you. And tomorrow, day after tomorrow, Jiggy Scott was here. He died on the dump site. The former justice minister, he died on the dump site. And just as a young man, just know that you have a future ahead of you. Nobody, political gain should make you to do things against your fellow young men to harm them in a way that it will make them to keep malice against you. As it relates to the young people and how the young people are being used by politicians, just on that point, I would like to, just say there are two key reasons. First, the gap that we experience as young people because of the war and the corrupt nature of our leaders. The incompetence and corrupt nature of our leaders who took over after the war. Because our leaders who we are electing, they have chosen the path of being selfish, and because they want to garner power to themselves, they ingrain, that is, they indoctrinate young people to make them to do things just to protect themselves. Because if they being corrupt will take the nation resources and gather it for themselves and take $5 and give to somebody who has not gone to school or who is struggling to make ends meet, they make that person to look up to them and they position themselves as that go-to statue and that person as that go-to person.
Okay.
I want to tell my Liberian people, your chance to get rid of any kind of leader that you don't want in your life is to use that power you have in your hand, and that power is your vote. Make sure you cast a vote on October 10 and vote for Joseph Juma Boakar.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So I want us to watch these two clips shortly.
All right, explain to us. I was in the traffic, and then there was some group of Meriton before me. I told them, your PSU, because there was no car in front of me, your PSU couldn't go. All of them came and said, what happened to the PSU? They keep going.
What did they accident occur?
Around Junction. I called down all the mention. I called it.
Junction?
Yeah, the junction. The junction.
Who got you on that?
One of the Meriton. I called another policeman. He actually called the riot police.
You are driving for town and you are saying the accident occurred.
I was driving for town.
So from the way the guy is responding, you can tell that he was hurt to a point where he wanted to cry.
Yep.
You could tell that his voice, was trembling and all of that. Now the next thing is, the first video that was played, you could see police trying to handle the situation. That was at the Unity Party's venue. They were trying to handle the situation, pulling another guy and so forth. Now, the second video, or the last one we just played, the guy is saying that when the militant stood before his vehicle, because he did not want to run into them, he decided to call the attention of the police. Fortunately, he saw a police officer. He called the police, but the police then told him that he should go and get a riot police officer. So I want to know, maybe we're not getting something right here. Are there specific police officers that are, supposed to address certain situations, especially of such nature? Now, because something similar to this happened in the District 15 situation. I don't know how many of you remember that, but when Tilia Yuri was attacked, there was reports that police was around that vicinity. And then what happened was that the police, according to information, that they got a mandate about stand down. And because of this stand down situation, in the presence of the police, Tilia Yuri was attacked. What happened? Citizens were brutalized. What can we all say here? I mean, this is a very crucial stage in our country. It's less than 1 week since the campaign was officially declared open by the National Elections Commission. So it means that we are going to see lots of different activities that will be full of tension. What can we really say with respect to how the police should proceed, with this entire activity, just before we go to the lines and take some calls?
Yeah,
maybe
let me
we
come
can do
in.
just a minute each,
Yeah, no problem.
so we
Yeah,
can
let me come
go
in.
around faster and take calls.
First of all, the definition of police.
Okay. So
life.
let me give my view because I will soon be leaving. To go to work.
Okay. Yeah. So let the female come in, Moaba.
Yeah,
Let's have the female come in.
So the police that you saw on the scene are actually riot police. That's why they were in the riot police gear. So the fact that they would tell the men to go look for riot police, that just tell you they were being biased. That's why they had the shield. In the police, we call that the shield. That's something you saw, that transparent glass. It's a shield. It shield the police officer from stones, from whatever. They were the riot police. They should have handled the situation even before it could escalate. But they were being biased. And that's why they told him go find people. And you see that poor man in your car, that taxi driver, he's not in politics. He's a driver. He's driving his car going, and then that young man got brutalized. Now, somebody tell me that if that man has an opportunity to protest, he wouldn't go protest for his right. He will. He's bleeding. He's hurt. And somebody will tell you, oh, forget it, Papa, just go lay down home and let the pain stay in you. If that internal bleeding, no problem. Die internal bleeding, but don't stand up, don't say anything. It's not because I just came to America. I've been here 1 year ago. But if I had the opportunity today, I would jump on board and be ready in Monterey to protest. But I can't. And so the violence, the level of the violence in the country, it has been for 6 years. It's not something that the ruling party is just doing it now. Then we can advise people to become. You all remember when my boss man, Ada Lawrence, died. The CDC went to the Capitol. According to the law, his body is supposed to lay to rest. The CDC went there and blocked the Capitol building and demand that man's body never enter that Capitol. And for the same sake of peace, nobody had to grieve and take a husband back to the funeral home. On the night of the wakekeeping to Painesville Town Hall, while we were having the wakekeeping, the CDC came and demanded they wanted the body out of the town hall. And that's what we told them, say, today be today, your turn right, we turn right. So this habit of the CDC consistently applying violence to the people, and we keep telling the people, oh, y'all be patient. No, it's not going to change until we can stand up to the CDC. It is only going to get worse and worse.
Okay.
And I want to use this opportunity to say we have a force. We call it Rapid Response Vanguard Force for the opposition. That includes all opposition. Unity Party, Liberty Party, ANC, Tonwan Gonglo, everybody. I put this group together and I'm asking all the political leaders to give their support to this group. One chunk, one rack, we will send the rack to where the rack comes from. As simple as that. We are an independent group. We will take responsibility for what will happen, but at the same time, we will not go to attack anybody. But if we are there and you attack any of the political leaders, whatever mentor you use, we're going to use that same mentor back at you so that this issue of violence can stop in our country. I want to say hats up to you all guys. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thank you very much. Thanks a whole lot for joining us. So, Moba, you can...
yeah, she said it all. No, let me tell you something, Nancy. The country we found ourselves in, or we came from, Liberia, is full of violence. We remember, first of all, before I discuss the tip, we remember during Madam Eddie Johnson's second term, there was a lot of violence that went on, but there was no counter protest. There was no counter attack. We saw sedition throwing castic. Excuse my words. Using rare or unpound. And it was unacceptable in our society. But today, they are in power. They are the people who are attacking opposition. You're already in power. Why are you attacking? Look at our young fellow who are in our car. Go attack. Calling you police. Even if you can't help, make a call to a riot police for his safety. In this country, the United States we live in today, telephone, call 911. They will not tell you, say no, they will not give you a difference of police. Wherever you are, police will come there to rescue you. God forbid, if there are homicide going on or murder, before you see detective come in. But police will be the first responder. And they will come to protect the living body of that person who made that call. We are not comparing Liberia with America, but we are laying the principles. We are laying the foundation when it comes to the justice system. How many people in Liberia today can boast of having justice? How many? Let us speak to that. How many people can sit and say, I got justice today because I'm not part of the government? Justice have no eye to see. Justice is blind. If you're my brother or sister, you commit crime or commit any atrocity, you will be penalized.
Okay.
You'll be bring to justice.
One minute exhausted. 1 minute exhausted.
But today,
thank you very much.
Justice only selective to certain people. If you're in government, you're being selective. If not, if you are excluded from the government, you're being targeted, and that's wrong.
Thank you.
Speak against this.
Thank you. Sharif?
Yes. So again, the only thing that I can say to our Liberian people is that you have a strength, you have power, you have one of the greatest weapons a man can ever have in a democratic society.
I want to really make the closing statement. Sorry that I left.
Your closing statement. So we're making the rounds. We'll end up with you. Thank you, sir. Sharif, go on.
Yeah. So we have a constitutional right to exercise. That is vote on October 10, 2023. We have endured all this violence over the years. The more you try to react certain manner, you only play in the hands of them. You only play in their hands. That does not mean that we're gonna sit back and someone slap you and continue to slap you. Because this is what happened. When you pay violence with violence, there are innocent people who are going to be affected. Like the young man today that was driving, he was not part of the rally. That's some of the things that I'm talking about. And I heard that there was a minor was hit today by straight rock. So what I was saying here today is that if we can make a contribution to stop a person or a two from going to the street and resort to violence, we're going to try to preach that message. But to pay violence with violence, that's one thing, that's one message that I will not try to push. All we have to do is educate our people that, hey, you deserve better than this. Do not go out there and be used as tools. Because guess what's going to happen today or tomorrow? If there's anything happen, the same people that you're fighting for, they're going to be on the first plane to get on the plane to come to America or go to diverse country and seek for refuge. You are the one who's going to be there. You're going to face the consequences. So young people, you have to take control. This is your country. Don't allow it to be used by politicians. Don't resort to violence. You are free to exercise your constitutional dialogue. Discuss the issues. But don't be used as mobs. So we have to continue to talk to our people. If we can change one or two persons from going to the street, we have made an impact. That's one or two less violent person.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sharif. Cindy?
Yes. Well, we know the police folks that we are talking about. We know the police folks that only react when there is an issue that favors the government. We know that police folks that we are dealing with. So I want to add on to the brothers, to Sharif, to encourage our folks back there. Please do not buy into their rhetorics. Do not allow yourself to be hurt by them, to be, worse, you could be killed by them. I'm not suggesting by any means to say that you should stay away from campaigning for your candidates. We should all campaign. We should all be out there to campaign for our candidates. But when they are coming to you to hurt you, and you know that their intention is to hurt you, and we know that, please try to avoid them. The police would not do anything to protect the people. We know the type of police that we are dealing with. It's a political police. It's a regime police. George Weah command the police. I mean, it's unfortunate that our police fall by into, instead of protecting the citizen, they protect the government. So we know that type of police. I will avoid them.
One second. Roma, you can take care of the show until Nelson be back.
Okay.
I'll be on the back. We got about to drive right now to go to work. So
I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but Roma can be on.
Sure. Yeah, go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Thank you, and thank you for giving me 3 extra minutes. So
you got 30 seconds, sir. 30 seconds, sir.
Let me use my 30 seconds wisely, even though I was interrupted. I want to extend my appeal to the ECOWAS community. You see what the ECOWAS community is doing right now in Nigeria. They often wait until a major violence happens in a country before they also act. The ECOWAS community, the U.S. embassy, and all of them are seeing exactly what's going on in Liberia right now. We are just few days within the campaign season, and we are already seeing blood. We're seeing people being hurt. So I'm asking the ECOWAS community to really pay attention to what happened in Liberia. Okay. Liberia is a country that fought over 14 years of civil crisis. Even though the war ended in 2003, 2003 is not a long time ago. It's still in the back of the people's mind. So let us become, but I'm asking the ECOWAS community to really pay attention to what's happening in our country. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Toure?
Yes, thank you very much. You see, if we go by the book, then we'll not be talking about who should go color who and someone color somebody. You see, someone said that any PR is a good PR. What a negative or positive, right? Because the intent of a PR, or should I say publicity? Any publicity is a good publicity. What a negative or positive? Because the intent is to get people talking, right? And so people have, per our constitution, people have freedom of what? Assembly, right? It is incumbent upon the government to not only allow them to assemble, but to also provide them security, to protect them, right? So now there are a lot of people that are waiting for JMB to go out there today and talk to his people. But that program was disrupted by these behaviors. So now how many of that UP people or UP partisans will tolerate? Because I can almost guarantee you, and none all of us on the platform right now, none of you will actually put your hand on the chopping board to say this will not happen again. It will happen again. Because there's a pattern right there. This is what these guys do. And they have succeeded at it too. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, look, none of us here trying to preach violence. We are not trying to do that. By the end of the day, no one person have monopol over violence. We can only choose not to be violent. But even at that time too, it's just a ticket time bomb. Because when you push somebody, at some point the person gonna react. It's a natural given. The person will react at some point. I know. Obviously, you know, like I said, we're not gonna preach that. That's not a civilized thing to do. But how many more can the people tolerate? If they have freedom of assembly, and state security should be provided to them when they assemble. When the people go in there and you're not protecting them, and the people that are causing these disruption are people associated with the ruling party, then come on now. Then what are we talking about?
Okay.
You know?
Thank you very much, Toure. Alfred? Alfred, are you?
Yeah, I'm here. You know, when Brother Toure was just speaking, it kind of made me to reflect and want to put my Niccolo Machiavelli hat on tonight. You know, but I will not do that because you know what? Liberia is the only country we have, and it is incumbent to see the bigger picture. That election comes and go, because Brother Nelson, all these people that you see that are fighting among themselves, some of these people they are colleagues. There are people that live in the same community. Sometimes they are neighbors. You know, but the issue of education, our country is lagging behind because of lack of education. In the Bible, God says the lack of what knowledge, what happened to the people? They suffer. Lack of knowledge, the people suffer. And that is what happened to our country. A youthful populated country. People are lagging when it comes to education. Our president bragged about education. The question is, what kind of education is he giving to our people? To follow classroom like leaking? To follow classroom where you go, you have 100 people in the classroom that the teachers can get overwhelmed and Sunday they can't even come? That the kind of education you're talking about? To say university is free, but then you can't fund the university. Where are the 6,000 teachers that was promised? Where are the 6,000?
Thank you.
So
thank you very much, Alfred.
When you ask the question about the police, I will tell you for sure, you know, having had some background in security in Liberia, right? The police themselves, they are challenged. They don't have the equipment. They don't have the manpower to even deal with situation. So sometimes when we watch the video and see some police people don't want, you say the police people don't want to do their job. To be honest with you, these police people that you see, I'm talking about the laymen, I'm talking about the big guys up there who are more or less partisans. But I'm talking about the guys that they can send to be able to mitigate the problem on the street. These guys are overwhelmed. They don't have the equipment. So
thank you very much.
I don't want to put all the blame on them to say, oh yeah, they are biased. But I do know that they are overwhelmed. They don't have what it takes to be able to deal with the situation.
Thank you very much.
So they are very unprofessional. That's the problem.
So let's it's over to you, Magnus. We want to wrap up very quick so we can take some calls because we already have the numbers on the screen. We want to take a few calls before we wrap up.
Okay. With regards to the police action and what they told the guy who was hurt, I mean, I can safely say the police are going to do nothing because even the police, some of the police officers are living under fear. All right. We were all here and we witnessed what how Jefferson Koji threatened the justice minister. And I mean, Jefferson Koji has made himself that kind of god in Liberia that, I mean, I would not even say god, like that kind of demon that when he comes, everybody should be running. And I can always say, Samuel Doe and his whole group were here. They are gone. Charles Taylor King with the whole army. They are gone. Some of them died in the streets. Ellen Kim, George, where will go. Jefferson Koji is still young. And the people who are being used by Jefferson Koji and they are running today, and you're hurting your friends and you're throwing stones at people, the people you are throwing stones at, they live right next to you. You don't live at Jefferson Koji's house. In case of anything, those people will go to your house. That's how the war, when the war came, that's how people went to people's houses and attacked people in these places. Because when you had the opportunity, you suppress your fellow men. But I want to tell my Liberian people, we have 2 more months. We've endured this for 5 years. Let's bear patience. October 10th is just around the corner. Let's make sure and vote against this regime. If we don't want to see our children hurt by people, unscrupulous people, let's vote George Weah out. That's the only way we will not see the face of the less of Jefferson Koji and his hooligans parading the streets. Because as soon as you vote it out, they will be gone and some of them will end up behind bars. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Raymond, it's over to you.
So, I want to use this opportunity to condemn in the strongest term the blockage of the convoy of the ambassador Joseph Yuma Boaka, a very peaceful man, a lamb. And I want to use this to condemn all those ordinary people who the government, the CDC-led government, and the party use to carry on such act. I want to condemn the police for doing nothing to protect our people. The oath you take to become a police officer is to protect life and property, not to protect an individual. But time and time again, without numbers, this police have never protected the ordinary people. We saw a video of them trying to arrest a United partisan. But I also saw a video where a couple of guys came and were throwing rocks around the United Party Rescue Center. And the ordinary people, that's when the little girl got hurt. Seemed to be 2, 3, 4 years old. The police stood there and they did nothing. If it's the United Party trying to defend themselves, the police will arrest them. If the CDC attacking, they go without any issues. But I wouldn't tell anyone you can't stand up and defend yourself. Self-defense is your right. But what I'm trying to say is the messaging, what we tell our people. This is no time for violence. It's the CDC strategy. They are afraid, I don't believe. They are confident of going to these elections because they know the numbers are against them.
and they don't want the opposition to mobilize and show their strength. So they are intending to intimidate the people. So if you don't have the courage to come out and mobilize, have the courage to vote the CDC out. This is enough. The ordinary people keep suffering. Look at a driver, a taxi driver trying to find food for he and his family. Doing nothing with the protests and nothing at the kind, not supporting no political party, but yeah, he's a victim. There is enough to allow the opposition to come together and stop attacking one another. There's a leader in the opposition community already established. It's a fight. Everybody knows it. Let everybody relinquish their desire to be president and mobilize behind Joseph Boakai, and let's get George Weah out of this.
Thank you very much, Raymond.
And remove the nightmare of the people.
Okay. Let's end with you, sir, before going to the lines.
Yeah, gentlemen, sorry that I'm at work, but I have to take care of my client. I went to go take care of my client. When I came back, I was out. But let me start by saying this. Like I said earlier, that I want all the parties' leadership to unite and be able to take their voice to the justice system by writing or by speaking, so that they can be able to hear their voice, that they are not there to pay by what they have done. Let me get the statement by saying, two wrong cannot make it right. That is to say that a CDC come after us, or the neutral citizens that are not of any party, to hide them, they should not go back to fight. This is what I mean.
Too bad. We lost him. It's like we have to go to the lines.
Yeah. If Joe Boakai, oh come on. Hello.
Okay, yeah. Okay, just conclude. Just try to conclude.
Okay, if you can hear me, I get, there's a parable that says a person who goes to borrow will want a longer time, thinking that when you say 2 or 3 months, I will pay you by, is a longer time, but it is not. CDC came and borrow the power. And the people who owns the power are the Unity Party. The day they show us that they're going to be there for 1 or 2 months, 3 months, or a year is over. And we need this power back. And we're going to come back so that we can lead our people with justice, with good leadership, with governance that will bring sustainability for them, so that tomorrow, day after, they can say, yes, Joe Boakai is back.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. With that, we'd like to go to the lines and take your calls now. If you follow the show, you can call the numbers on the screen there to make your contribution. You can call these numbers via WhatsApp, or you can call direct. I will be able to pick up your call, and then you can make your contribution on the program tonight. So we will take 10 calls. Yes, let's hope we can take 10 calls, and then we'll be done with that. And as you call in, you can just try to make your contribution in 30 seconds. We will appreciate if you can do that for us. So we'll go to the lines now and start to take your calls. Let's see if we can take this person. No. Okay, I think the lines are already activated. So the numbers are there. You can call any of the numbers via WhatsApp. Let's take the first person here. Hello. Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Okay, you're live. Tell us your name.
How you doing?
Yeah, we okay. Tell us.
My name is Banu Bafu. I'm calling from Pennsylvania. Yes, I listened to all of you guys' analysis of the happening in Monrovia, but from the time I saw CDC in power, I don't think we're going to have any free and fair election. I hear some of you guys talking about voting out. Where are you going to have the environment to vote out? We just have 5 days in the election campaign. It's bloody. You think CDC is going to allow you to have free and fair elections too, that you can vote out? No. We're going to be like Sadio. Nobody's going to teach you. CDC is not going to draw back. The people, for the time they took power, they are the lawless government ever in the history of Liberia. So I listen to all of you guys saying something good I mean, that we're supposed to have big following, but nothing. Nobody lied to you that we're going to have free and fair election.
Thank you.
Nobody tell you say you got power in your voting like that. In this election, there's no power in anybody's vote.
Thank you.
CDC got all the power.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot for your contribution. So we through my network. Okay, I think it's much better. So we take this person. Hello, you're live.
Hey, Colette.
Yes, sir, you're live.
Good morning, Colette.
Yeah, good morning. You're live. Let's hear you.
Yeah, hi, Colette. Hi, panelists.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you're live.
Yeah, guys, I want to commend you all young guys on the platform for the responsible manner in which you are.
Hello?
For the mature manner in which you are exercising your maturity on the platform. I want to say thank you and keep it up. Unlike other platforms, you see older people attacking here and there, but unlike you are straight to the point, and I just want to say keep it up. For the unfolding events back in our home, I'm seeing a replay of everything, the incidents that led to the popular uprising in 1980, or replay. And Liberia is on the wrong footing. Some of us are not home, we are abroad, but our people are back home, and we are worried every day because, most of the guys who are playing key role into what we are seeing now, they weren't around. When the war started, it's 33 years from 19 up to 9. They didn't see anything. And when push came to shove, they will run. They wouldn't even know where to run. There are brave people in our country when they want to come out, and which we don't want to.
Okay.
It's going to be bad.
Thank you.
And let me just say one thing about the security.
Yeah, just
During
wrap
the
up.
Liberian Civil War, the first person that got killed in my presence was a policeman. I'm not praying for that. But just a story for those guys. This guy made his way through to my home in Cape Mount, and when he was there living, enjoying himself. But because of past attitude, a lady saw that young man and said this guy was a policeman. And how he got killed. And these guys who are doing this thing, they need to be careful. Tomorrow when things break out, they will get nowhere to hide.
Thank you very much, sir. Thanks a whole lot.
And I got to...
Yeah, sorry. We'll have to hold you there, so we take other callers. Let's take this person. Hello? Hello?
Hello? This is Douglas. I'm calling from Europe. How are you?
Yes, sir. Go ahead. You're live.
Thank you for the program. Look, let me tell you, election is very expensive. People put in a lot of millions of dollars for election because they feel that when they go into the process, they will have a fair advantage. You have free way of campaigning, free way of conducting their if they are cheaters, then it will become problem. If they are cheaters, they will be disenchanted because they put in a lot of money, a lot of effort in the process. I'm calling on my Unity Party people to hit back. Because if you don't hit back, they will intimidate your people, and because EDC is using state funds, you are using your personal funds.
Thank you.
Your personal funds will not just go into water. So you must fight back until to the end, because they will steal that election and nothing will be done about it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Let's take this person. Hello? You live?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, you're live. Your name and where you call from?
For security reason, I won't say my name.
Okay. Go ahead. Make your point.
But I'm confident. Yeah, now say I understand what everybody else is saying about the whole situation with this violence that just took place today.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really, really sad that we have to keep talking about it after all the book signing and something. And this is not going to stop. This is just the beginning. Like everybody, like Tiberius said, and everybody else said, it's not going to stop. To maintain peace in the country, one group can't maintain the peace. It has to be both sides. And one person can't just be saying that and getting hit on and getting hurt, and everybody, oh, just leave it. They're trying something. And they know that all they do, any attempt to wreck the election will do that. They know that it's all empty threat. Because if you be throwing rocks, you can't throw right back. That election violence, when somebody wreck the election, you want to fight back. So sometimes you can't just say that for somebody to keep hurting you and and then to come and kill you. Look at all those people that got hurt today. Sometimes some of these same people need to react. Maybe that's the only language they can understand, and they will stop. But you can't just keep saying, Jesus said it's not going to come down, or Muhammad will not come to fight for anybody. You have to do it. If you're in that danger, you have to defend yourself. You can't stay there and be something. If you keep keeping the peace, and the people that are supposed to be the main people keeping the peace, the people in power, they're not doing it. What can you do? You can't sit there and let somebody kill you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
So,
thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thanks a lot for making your contribution. We take this person. Hello.
Yeah, good morning, Nelson.
Yeah, good morning. You're live.
Yeah, I think this is Young Christian who got calling from India, Punjab State this morning.
Let's hear you.
Like other callers have said, I think our CDC really offer trouble in that country, and we look at it every day. An international community, I don't know what international community can be waiting for before they come in. Elections is about competition of ideas. You need to compete your ideas. The government has to explain what they have done for the citizens to convince the citizens to re-elect them. Not about causing violence. If you can remember, even at the time CDC were in oppositions, it's party almost a curve to Liberia. I don't really know what is happening to Liberians, that we still seeing some people following the kind of people. Because the problem is, you don't see no vision in those people. The only thing they offer is violence. You are the ruling government. You have to convince the people, tell them what you have done to elect you. People gather at the party headquarters. You go look at the test. It's so saddening to see a Liberians treating Liberians as an animal. Somebody in his test, also for he and his family. You look at it, man. The bad part of that is that there's a difficult country we call Liberia. They don't have security force. The military party have to stand up. I was in Liberia sometime back. When seditious are ransacking people, policemen will stand there, even when gone, and they can be giving instruction to seditious to go against citizens. So if United Parties sit down and they don't take the stand, they will go off here. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your contribution. Let's take this person. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead. You're live. Go ahead.
Yeah. This is Dennis Momo, and I call you from Boston.
From Boston, Miami County, right?
Of the matter is, President Williams sent his people to beat on the peaceful citizens. They seem like somebody next day to say, is against violence. He's the one that can send his boss to beat on us. So then I was present. I saw what happened. The citizens actually wrong the people from Unity Party. And another thing I want to ask the Stone family.
Yeah, go ahead.
Please, I want to ask, is Smart R legit? Smart R, it is legit, please.
What do you mean by Smart R?
There is an app that is going, let's say in Liberia, that people, registering, investing in it. That's what I want to know, because the
Smart
AR,
artificial intelligence, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, Sharif is a technology guy, so I'm not too much into IT things, so maybe he will speak to that. But let's have you, this person. Hello, you live?
Hello.
Yeah, hello. Go ahead.
Yes, greetings. Yes. We're talking about the actual physical violence, but I rarely hear people talk about the other types of violence
please say your name. Please say your name and where you
physical
call
violence
from.
is not
Please
the
say
only
your
thing
name,
going on,
sir.
and we should recognize
Hello?
all the other violence and forms of violence that's going on during this period. There's psychological violence going on.
Can you say your name and where you calling
verbal
from?
violence going on. Myself,
Okay, so let's take this person. Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Okay, you live? Yeah, go ahead. Your name and where you call from.
This is Walla calling from Central Europe.
Okay,
go ahead. I just want to say thank you guys for the show tonight, and all of the points you got on the weekend is totally on point. And with this election violence, it's something that CDC is always trying their best to intimidate the ruling party, basically, or maybe the opposition, basically. So if they do that and they are successful just from the election, the election process, or maybe the campaign process, basically, that definitely want to signify that they will also do similar. And after the votes comes out, there will be nothing we can do as oppositions.
Okay.
So we have to stand our grounds and see how best we can do our part as well to make sure that there should be free and fair elections. There should be no cheating, basically.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me, and I do wish you a pleasant time.
Thank you very much. So we'll take just 2 more calls, and then we wrap up with the call segment. So let's see if we can take the last 2 calls. Then we'll go back for closing statement from everyone. Let's see if we take this person. Hello? Hello? Okay, no, we lost this person. So now that we don't have a call, I think we'll just come back for everyone to just do their closing. So I think Sheriff is off. I see some people are backstage, but
no, I'm here.
Okay. Sheriff is still with us. Yeah, because okay, I wanted Sheriff to answer one of the questions that came from one caller about this AI, whether it's legit. And since you are, but let's put this call in here. Yeah, hello, go ahead.
Hello, I'm William Guy calling from the diaspora.
Yeah, William Guy.
And yeah, it's very devastating for the news I'm hearing, although I haven't seen it. My contribution here tonight is what can the opposition parties do is to stand the ground. And then in standing the ground, they have to protect the peaceful citizen as well. If not, then things will go bad.
Okay. Thank you.
And I pray that it shouldn't go bad.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you very much. Let's take the final call now. Hello?
Yeah, good evening to you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. My name is Mickey Kumala. I'm calling from Syracuse, upstate New York. What happened in Liberia today is so disheartening. Liberia, we are noted for one thing, talking, but we are not noted for action. And I think it is about time for the opposition to take action. The president and his followers, they are not in for peace. They will do anything in their power to remain in power, regardless whether they win or not. And this is the symptom that we are seeing from them. And if we don't stand up against them, sorry for Liberia.
Thank you.
I'm sorry for our people. Some of us are not in the country, but we have our families in this country. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for your contribution. So with that, we end up on the call segment of the program. So we'll come now we'll give everybody the chance to do their closing. So we will start with, so since Sheriff is still trying to set up, let's see. Wow. I'm sorry, we're out of time. Wow. Let me just 30 seconds quickly. Hello? Hello?
Hello, Nelson.
Yeah, please, just do 30 seconds for us quickly.
Anyway, for security reason, I did not want to call my name. But I said for security reason, I did not want to call my name.
Okay, go ahead.
But I'm really listening to your program, and I'm really interested in whatever discussion you guys sharing on. But the intention of this government is to continue to harass our peaceful citizens and say there can be a big fighting
crypto. In the Integra, bringing in interim government. It's all the things from here. We have already failed the people. We are failing you, the old, the youth.
Okay.
Nothing else you got to tell us.
Thank you.
Let's all judge government as a record and see if it's not qualified to go by.
Thank you.
So I thank you all for all what you guys doing.
Thank you very much.
And I hope to be part of your program every day.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thanks a lot, sir. Yeah, so Sheriff, you want to go?
No,
yes.
Thank you, and I'll start that.
Yeah, Sheriff, go ahead.
Yeah, so what was the question the guy asked?
No, he's asking whether, okay, I think he even posted a question down here.
Okay.
He said it's smart AI legit. What is smart AI?
No, so it's like if the person is there, maybe I can contact them, and because so it basically is like it's made multiple types of like artificial intelligence out. So you do have an application, like for example, we building application that can represent you, like it will do like a customer service. So you have an application that do customer service for you, or maybe you can integrate into this app here that it will write things for you. Like we have like ChatGPT, it will write like a report for you. You just have to put a topic in and it does it for you. And then they have some, they will respond to your request as if you are interacting with human. So it's a long subject that I can go into over and over and over and over. But that's the person name. I will contact them and see if I can either go into more detail.
Yeah, I think he's Dennis T. Monoba. I think Mopo. Yeah, Dennis T. Mopo.
Sure, no problem.
Yeah. But I think we have to do our closing now.
Okay, let me just get my closing. Say I'm already.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah. So, to our people, again, thank you, Nelson. Thank you to the Spoon family, and to all the wonderful folks right here on this panel. I appreciate each and every one of you. It's always a pleasure coming on here and interacting with you guys, sharing ideas and sharing knowledge. And we all have one thing in common, which is the love for our country, and we all want the best for our country. And I appreciate each and every one of you. My Liberian people, please go out and vote. Do not be intimidated, because that's the goal of this government. Go out and vote and exercise your constitutional right. And that's the only weapon that can defeat George Manneh Weah. So that's all I have to tell you tonight. I don't want to take much of your time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Raymond?
So our Liberian people, we are here because of you and because of the love of country. What happened in Liberia today, let every Liberian condemn it. And let this be the reason why George Weah should not get another term. Because he's going to use this, the grip of power, to become a demigod. To beat on you, where in your country you should have, if you can't have anything else, you should have your rights. To exercise what the Constitution has provided for you, to freely assemble and pass. Free passage. But the CDC government will crumble down on you with everything they have. They're not even acting like people now, they're acting like animals. Throwing stone over poor people's homes who don't have money. How can they even repair those roofs? More than that, beating people up to the point of death. And we saw the pictures today of police trying to arrest youth partisans. And these were the people who were provoked. My people, this is enough. You have the power to cast out this demon, this regime, this nightmare, this evil. Condemn it with your votes.
Okay.
We don't want you to engage into violence, but let's put our efforts together as opposition. We do not want to repeat of this CDC-led government.
Thank you.
Joseph Imabwaka is the forerunner. Let's lobby around him, and we can keep George Weah out in the first ballot. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Magnus?
Yeah. So, my Liberian people, I want to say in the strongest term, I condemn the act by the CDC hooligans today. And I want to read here Article 1 of the Constitution. It says, all power is inherent in the people, and all free government are instituted by the people, and they have the power to reform the government if their safety and happiness so require. So like we see in Liberia today, and with the things that are going on, I don't think the people of Liberia are safe anymore. I don't think you are happy. And because it is you who gave them that authority, it is you who gave Joshua the mandate in 2017, you have the power. You have all of the powers in your hand. So since you gave him the power and the power has gotten to his head and he want to use it against you, you still have the power. October 10, use that same voting card you used to give him that power. Use it to take it away from him. And I tell you, once you use that power, George Weah will be history. And I want you all to go out on October 10 and vote Ambassador Joseph Yuma Boakai. The experience and integrity icon in this race.
Okay.
And I can assure you that your happiness and freedom and safety will be secure.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Alfred?
Thank you, Brother Nelson. I'd just like to say thank you to all of our panelists tonight again for a very, very strong, conversation. But I'd like to end like this. Brother Nelson, let me speak to our people from the CDC. You in government today is not an entitlement. It is a privilege. It is not an entitlement that you will go for 12 years. I listened to the president today, he was doing math. Say when you take all the four, you can't speak good English already. You take all the two.
I may respect our president, man.
You understand? He's talking about that 12 years. Government job is not an entitlement. It is a privilege. And when you are being blessed by your people to serve in that position, it is an honor to serve in that position. So if you go there with the mindset of transformation. Don't go there. Then when you fail your people, then you come out, you say that 12 years, when you hold out a group of people, when you go to create harm, then you come on the radio and say, oh, I condemn it, but no action taken. We saw that with the University of Labrador student at the embassy. We saw that with TDI Uri. We saw that with Colonial Crack. I can go on and on. This government, the thing people are doing, we can talk all the peace thing we want to hear. Let me go back to our Labrador way. We can talk all the peace thing we want to hear. But if people come to your rally and can't disturb, you don't take action, they will continue doing it. And at the end of the day, once somebody you just will call election commission will announce it, somebody win. That will not even be from the president. They will just say somebody win. And we dare you try it. We dare you try with the election, you all know.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, just stop there. Yeah. Thank you. Terry, that's the chief.
Okay, guys. Once again, thank you all for tolerating me on here. But let me say this once again. There's a saying that says, if you live in a glass house, don't trust him. Right? If you live in if you live in a big glass house, don't trust him. But apparently that does not occur to this president. And also the president, they are looking at CDC looking at this thing like this. I mean, that strategy worked for us. Why stop now? You know what I mean? Why stop now? And I'll listen to Honorable Yeke today on Spoon. And Yeke made a lot of sense, but a lot of people don't be listening to my uncle, man. My uncle be making a lot of sense, but people don't listen to him. You know, I'm telling you, man, like if someone shows you this is who they are numerous times, you just have to believe that who they are. they're not going to change. All right? They're not going to change for nothing. Right? And we're not preaching violence. We're not saying nothing. That's not what we're doing. Because no. I mean, my man Tiaon Gonglo, that man are not violent, man. Mr. Comey are not violent, man. I mean, oh man, Bwaka, that man said, they make him break egg, you know. So they're not violent, papi. So these people know exactly their reaction to these things. But we, the people that are out there to the end, and it's not by coincidence that the wrath of it is not actually, I mean, it's not impacting them. It's not impacting them. It's impacting the partisans. Those are the people that is impacting. Right? Even they can go and say, yo, boy, you're no violent. You know, when they slap you, turn the other cheek. But how many times someone will turn the other cheek? You know what I'm saying? So I think it's pushing peace. By the same time, man.
Okay.
Oh, we are all Liberians. And we all know when someone throw right at your Zine horse and you know you not get money to replay a Zine, I mean, you have to throw around 200 Zine to that. Hey, man, we're not preaching violence.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you.
Sandy, my boy to real boy. Like, hey, my man.
30 seconds, Sandy. 30 seconds.
Yeah, thank you. Well, the topic on discussion tonight was a very serious one. It has to do with the security of our country. Like I said earlier, our country fought a civil war. The war ended, well, we can say about 20 years ago, but that war lasted for over 14 years. For issues like this, for reasons like this, few people disagree and they couldn't come together to handle their issues. And it turned into a war that destroyed generations. And we are still trying to recover from that war. Let us not get back to that point. The CDC government will be defeated. George Weah know that he will not win. Koji know that his enjoyment time is about to be over. So they will do everything to disturb your peace. They will do everything to put you against your own people. Let us not buy into their ideas to destroy our country, to destroy generations ahead of us. We all have a responsibility to make sure that we enjoy the peace that we have and that we protect the generation ahead of us. So please let us remain calm and peaceful, and let us vote Mr. Alexander Cummings to face our issues. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And so then we'll move to you, Mora.
Yeah, you know, my colleagues have said it all. Let me just, come in condemning the act today. It was against our constitution and against the human right of violation. So, we will all be here today, tomorrow, saying the same thing, and it will keep repeating itself. But whatever we can do is to encourage our people to go out there, vote, right? Vote Joseph Yema Bwaka. All those things are happening, it will not. Bwaka will be, JMB will be for the people. He will not, let's say, do selective justice. Justice will be all, whether from the opposition, from the imposition, or in the air position, everybody will be inclusive.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's my input. And I urge everybody to vote JMB for President 2023, October 10. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Moba. And guys, I want to say thanks to everyone tonight for making up time to be here. Thank you, Alfred. Thank you, Michael.
Today, we are living soon. 12:07, my man. But that's fine. I know you gotta sleep, my man.
Listen, we're supposed to leave. We're supposed to leave.
We're supposed to at 12:30.
No, we're supposed
to. But gentlemen, just before we leave, I know. Just 10 minutes. 10 seconds. Every time I listen to the journalists covering this thing, they were not presenting the facts, and I think that's part of the problem. Like an example, when the guy said Sidisha hurt him, the girl kept saying accident. Not once.
Because they are no. I'll cut you off. Because they are paid. No, let me tell you. You know how many institutions over there paid by the government to not attack the government? You don't know. But we
So the messaging from the journalists who's
we
covering
know
the issues
they have been paid,
gotta
my
be
brother.
fair.
They will not say
Someone
the truth.
I saw a sedition who's a journalist too. As one of your spoon person who was doing the presentation, he said you say alleged when you want to see recording the fights. That's a sedition. He's a friend of mine.
Brother,
but I respect him for calling a journalist to order. You can say alleged when you are recording the fights
and watching the scene.
Brother, watching the scene live.
Those people have been paid.
The utterance was still saying alleged. So we got to report the fights as they are. I mean, I'm not speaking to Spoon. I'm speaking to every professional journalist out there.
So again, we get right now in Liberia. So far that I know.
Again, Raymond, it depends. It depends the situation, right? If I get on a scene where maybe I'm recording somebody, I'm recording an incident, and the person is mentioning that another person did something to them, another person brutalized them, as much as I've not gotten the side of that person, I will report alleged till I can get the side of that person and then compare the two sides of the story. Then we can draw a conclusion from that.
I get it. And part of it too, people are afraid. People are afraid for them to get after them. I understand that too.
Exactly. You just hit it no. People are afraid for their life.
We all here tonight, right? We all here tonight, but let me speak the fact. You know how many media have been bought by the government? We don't look. I know you. Maybe you guys don't talk to other media, but a lot of media have been like the government paying those guys to preach.
Anyway, that's a whole
it's a fact. It's not alleged.
Open neutral here. I gotta go to bed.
No, you gotta go to bed. I gotta put this in.
No, but Nelson, let you take 10 minutes and just freestyle on some things, man.
That's
Then
the
before you go.
truth.
Let him go to bed. Nelson, good night. Let's go.
We know them.
Mobile is okay. Mobile is okay.
We will come out and call those media names. So
thank you as always, brother.
Thank you, man.
Gentlemen, thanks for the input, man. I think we're doing it.
I'll connect with you. I will send you something. I'll send you friend request. I want us to talk about something personal.
All right. Okay.
All right.
There hit the mail. My man, y'all gotta join the group or the group chat. I think everybody in the group.
I'm not in the group.
But let's say a number to Nelson or to me.
Nelson, say my number.
Is it a WhatsApp group chat or what?
Yeah, that's a WhatsApp group chat.
I'm surprised you're not there. We have a WhatsApp group chat.
Nelson, we have put my number.
Nelson, why I'm not there, my man? Yeah, you can
I'm not in there, I'm not in the group chat.
Can be Tuesday.
Great, I saw some people in that group chat. People in that group chat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
nobody. School is free, but the Pwaka people are more. Anywhere in the world, more people supporting JMB. So
thank you. We want to fight, my man. We want to fight.
I resent my interest.
But listen, the number.
You gotta join the group chat.
The number I put on the screen here. Let me just put it back up for a while.
Yeah, you're that. I'll send him.
The number here is my number.
Yeah.
All right. The number.
Yeah, you're just taking without number.
The both numbers are on WhatsApp. So anyone watching now, if you are not part of the group chat, maybe once you hit me up there, I can send a link to you that you can use to join the group chat.
Yeah.
So the both numbers they are on WhatsApp. Yeah.
But Nelson, you send me the link. I click on it. I think I think approve.
Nobody is talking about the panel WhatsApp, not the general WhatsApp.
No, like the Spoon FM WhatsApp we're talking about, Roman.
Yeah, why he sent me the link, but I haven't got the approval.
You know what you do? We send it to CEO. CEO are you? If you can be, like probably can, you find it difficult to join. I think CEO can are you.
No, I got CEO number. I will contact him.
Very good, yeah. That's what be brilliant.
And people, thank you, yeah. Bye.
Thank you.
One day before the election, I'll be there so you and I can run the show.
No, I think you think you're asleep, but see you already tell the man say we'll be here until the next day. Fuck kind of money.
So y'all for excuse for the day.
No, but listen, I know what we gotta do. We gotta put things together and send it for the man back coffee for that day.
No, definitely, gentlemen. Gentlemen, hold on, guys. guys, those of us that are panelists here, right? We gotta form a group chat among ourselves. We gotta discuss things, how to keep this going.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree. Nelson, can you please establish a group chat for the late night show?
Yeah, but what you
be able to
like,
discuss.
No, but the late night show already has a group chat. It already has a group chat.
We who on the panel
we are on the platform.
Okay.
The regular panelists.
Yeah, the regular.
So we could be able to have some backstage discussion,
like the usual suspects.
Yeah, you're right. But Nessie, you know what? Take care of that, Nessie. Everybody will send our number. Get out here. You make a group chat. That'll be fun. I beg you, my man, Nessie, you gotta do it.
Yeah, we gotta sustain the program. We gotta sustain the program.
Yeah,
we gotta mobilize the ANC people and the CPP.
They also need to go. Somebody behind him.
The Toronto government and the CPP people.
The
second round, we gotta mobilize them.
You also go and close the show down. I almost send your
I don't bring politics here. I don't bring politics on
me. And that team gotta be a winning team. All of us gotta contribute to the winning team.
Remember, it's okay.
Make it so on, man.
Make it on. Good night, brother.
Make it on. Good night.
Don't forget, make sure you create a group chat about Nessie. I beg you.
Yeah,
but man, you already got that number. Let's fire up any contact and stuff to the matter. Try to connect that stuff. So everybody can
Nothing. I already jam a number in the group chat, so I'm gonna need to hear so you don't forget.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Okay, that's it, my man. Good night.
Okay. Good night, man.
I'll call you. I'll call me in the morning.
Okay.
Hasta mañana.
Well, folks, we want to say thank you very much for following this edition of the program, the Late Night Politics on Spoon. Thanks for making your contributions in the comment section. Thanks for calling in. We appreciate all of you as well who just watch the show. You don't call, you don't comment. We acknowledge the fact that you're making great and immense contribution as well. My name is Nelson Colette. You can join us tomorrow for another edition of the program. Until then, have for yourselves a good night. And let's keep the peace of Liberia, because Liberia is that country that we all owe a whole lot to. Bye-bye for now.
Yes, I, a special one from the CEO, Stan coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band, Charges on the beat.
To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon television.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon, you will know. There's the children crying for starvation. Just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, Moravia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to spoon.